Oh,
I'm gonna take us down real quick.
Yeah. We don't do rumors. We run facts. No smoke without structure. No noise without receipts. This is hit and run.
Chopper 1, visual contact, vehicle heading northbound.
I walk through deserts with boots full of sand. Carry more weight than most men understand. Steel in my spine, cold in my chest. You test what we built, you better come correct. This ain't no gossip, this ain't no show. We don't chase clout, we chase what you owe. Stand on the line, never cross it for fame. We say what we mean and we mean what we claim. Seen men fold when the lights got bright. See true drown in the headline fight. We pull it back, break it down slow. Facts hit harder when the ego go. I've seen too many lies dressed up like kings. Too many weekends pulling fake strings. So we step in the ring, no mask, no bluff. If it's truth you want, we call it rough. This is hit and run. Stand your ground till the job is done. No retreat, no second guess. We break it down, expose the mess. Hit and run. Hard truth overloaded guns. Say it straight, we don't sugarcoat none. We hit the face, then we run. Fearless from the field, learn how to bleed. Fourth quarter pressure is the air we breathe. Helmet crack, ribs taped tight. Still showed up, ready for the fight. Boxing gloves, knuckle scarred. Discipline built in the backyard. Martial code, no cheap shots thrown. We don't bark loud, we hold our own. Marcus listening, I know your grind. Carrying weight on your back and mind. Bills on the table, world on fire. Trying to keep your name clean in the wire. We ain't here to preach or beg. Just sharpen the blade and protect your head. Truth ain't loud. It's cold and clear. That's why you tune in when we appear. I've seen men lose what they work to build. Over pride, over ego, over quick, cheap thrills. So we told that line, never settle our name. Legacy heavy, we guard that flame. This is hit and run. Truth weighs heavy, but we still stand strong. No mask on, no filter tone. If it's wrong, we call it wrong. Hit and run. Built from discipline, sweat and blood. Facts hit harder than a loaded gun. We hit the truth, then we run.
Unit 1 airborne, scanning downtown grid.
No emotion, just evidence.
Be advised, all units go for a local car moving at high speed from downtown Dallas.
We the roam.
What about my flight? Oh no, not again.
Attention, all passengers currently waiting for your Spirit Airlines flights. All Spirit Airlines flights have been canceled. Please check airport monitors, the Spirit app, or speak with a customer service representative for rebooking and refund options.
Come on. What? Are you serious?
Oh no!
Alright. Let's have board. Please don't help. I already paid for this.
Sir, I understand your frustration, sir.
So what am I supposed to do?
I'm checking the next available options now.
Y'all gotta fix this.
Please allow me a moment.
Can you show me my next available options?
Yes, sir, I'm checking that now.
Nobody's telling us anything.
We are experiencing system-wide cancellation.
If rebooking is delayed, what are my refund options?
You may be eligible for rebooking or refund depending on your itinerary. Please keep your receipts and monitor baggage instructions.
All right. Understood. Thank you.
Not the trip I planned, but it is what it is. Man, that's messed up.
We're gonna go get our luggage.
Why?
Because our flight was canceled.
man, you got me up there. I had the big
Yo,
screen.
yo. Hey, we are back. I know you guys have been waiting for us to come back for a while. I've been panel surfing while Fearless has been lifing. Newborn daddy, you know what I'm saying? First year handling all that with the work and business and everything else. So we are back on Hit and Run, and we're on this very interesting topic. And the reason why we're doing this is my brother Fearless is a card-carrying member of Spirit with all kind of hundreds of thousands of miles logged. Credit card, all of that.
Might as well just rip this thing up, brother. It ain't no good no more. They got me.
So we have to talk about it. You know, and a lot of people are saying, oh, this is the end of the passport, bros. This is the end of the pookies. Hey, where there's a will, there's a way. You know, that's really clickbait. We know if somebody wants to get somewhere, they're going to get somewhere. And at the end of this, Spirit does not fly to Brazil. Charles Tyler and everybody else started where? Brazil. They weren't talking about DR as much. They were talking about Brazil at first. So that has no bearing on what's going on down there. And then we're going to talk about new routes or new airline considerations. If you guys don't know, we'll put that out there too before the end of the night. But Brother Fearless, being that card carrier, I want to hear from you first before we start going through some of this information. And how you feeling? I know you just booked some flights and things were getting ready to happen. You were about to utilize some of that extra mileage you had already bagged and tagged.
Well, brother, I had over 300,000 points with Spirit.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, I had.
Woo, that's a lot of time and effort.
Let me see if I can find this. Give me 2 seconds.
That's a lot of time and effort invested in a company for it just to fold up like that with no justice.
They hurt me. I'm gonna see if I can find something.
I know even when you were talking about budget flying and everything else and using your credits and rolling over miles in order to get cheaper flights, I mean, you were using them as an example all the time in some of your content. In our content.
Look, let me tell you something. I had bought this rare. I'm sorry, brothers. I'm looking for something. I don't know what email I got it on. I had bought this rare. Well, I had been looking for it for a long time. I got it when I was out of the country. This tequila that I couldn't find.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I got a little one that's about this chick always bothering me, man. I got a chick that always come in and
and I'm gonna shout out some people in the chat real quick. LJ the Southern Vegan, welcome to the live, my brother. See what I'm talking about with hands full. You know, we got our brother Travel Unfiltered. We're blessed to still have this brother here. Spirit Loyalist for over 20 years. Traveled all over the Americas and experienced the good, bad, and ugly, but remained loyal to this airline. And that gave me an opportunity to explore. So, yeah, it has given a lot of people an opportunity to explore. You know, flew Spirit to Medellin for 62, Santiago for 75, Miami 25, New Orleans 35, Costa Rica 150. Now, I might sound like a hater. You know, I flew a couple times when I was dating a certain person, and she talked me into flying Spirit. But, you know, I had to get the front seat or I'm not riding. I'm sorry. I can't get in the back. You ain't packing me in like a cattle. I'm still bougie at the end of the day. That's just me. You know, so I had to get those front seats or I wasn't flying.
That brother was going with the big seats.
Everybody else, I see the Travel Elitist, a lot of rebranded channels here previously. And then we got a comment here. Spirit Airlines just changed traveling forever. No, they didn't. We agree. I mean, it's a loss, but there's always some other company behind them that's waiting to come up. And this is the great thing that they didn't do for the American politician. They did not bail this company out. Now, they have tried to, and we're going to go over that. They have proposed to the federal government to help bail them out. But we know back in 2008, the last time the government helped bail out a lot of people, especially the banks, what they did with the money. They didn't do the right thing with the money. You know, now I've heard rumors, if you look at TikTok and some other things, where people started a GoFundMe to buy the airlines directly. Guess what? That GoFundMe is sitting at $26 million. No joke. There's a GoFundMe out there right now for $26 million to buy out Spirit Airlines. That's impressive. That's really wish the rest of the globe would get behind some shit like that. How much shit can we do that fast? 26 million, and that's maybe in a matter of a week at the most. That's a lot of money, bro. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yes, sir. I found what I was looking for. Let me go ahead and share. So, two things. I have found this rare bourbon that I wanted, and it was a lot. Well, let me just tell you some things. A lot of places won't ship you alcohol. They have to have like a special license to ship through the United States Postal Service, or they have to, if they're shipping it through UPS or FedEx, there's like a special license. So I was like, man, how can I get this? Because, it was rare and I know it's going down. I called up, the lady got some family in New York. I found it in New York. I ordered it. I ordered 8 bottles. I took all 8 bottles. She picked it up for me, put it in her house. And I was using Spirit because I was looking to ship it. I was like, man, I know some people to come up there. It's going to cost me like $300 a ship. I was like, man, that's crazy. I had a flight going up to New York. And I was supposed to leave on Tuesday. I was leaving it Tuesday at 3 o'clock, getting there at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. I was picking up the bottles and I was catching a 5:30 in the morning home. That flight was only costing me $87. $87. In and out at $87. That was it. So I was happy. I was praying. So my thing was I had 300,000 points. I'm a gold member with Spirit. And I was praying. I said, Lord Jesus, Trump, you got to bail these people out. You got to get them out, man. We can't deal with this, Trump. You got to do this, man. We can't do it. Just get them out till the summertime. I just need you through the summertime. Because I had a whole bunch of small trips that I was going in and out of. I was like, let me go here, let me go there. So I'm gonna share the screen so you guys can see. The reason I like Spirit on some things, I had it where they had this. So if you had a credit card, you got free baggage. You got 2 free bags you could bring on. That's cheap for me. So if I booked my flight, I brought my bag and then I can bring the wife's bag. You got everybody packing. She packing way more than me. So I got a carry-on and 2 bags I could bring on. I'm good. The way I spent, with mine, I always got this. So if you can see that, every year I get an anniversary voucher. They're like, here go a $100 voucher you can spend. Loved it. So let me show you this. This is what hurt.
And that's still good to this day. That's a shame.
Yeah, they got it. Yes. So
that's a shame.
I couldn't. I was planning on using. I ain't using. So here's the other thing. This hurt me. This is I think in my trash. So now it's in my trash. So if you see, I was leaving out. I had my plans booked. This is going to Santiago, Dominican Republic. I paid because I had my voucher. I had that for the whole family, $134. $134. You know I'm hurt. That was my taxes. So I used my point. You see, I used my points. It was costing me $134 to fly down there with 3 people. Well, 2. There was the lap child. But
the lap child. Damn. Yeah.
You figure 2 people, 2 suitcases flying down there. It hurt because then I had to turn around. That cost me $134. My hotel was already booked, and I'm trying to see if I can find this other. So my hotel was already booked, and I was past my time that I could get rid of that. I had to buy flights. Now, let me show you something. All right. So remember, guys, remember what I just told you. I know y'all hating on Spirit. I just paid $134 to go down to Dominican Republic to fly down there for I'm gonna be there for 18 days, 2 people and a kid. $134. Suitcases. I got the luggage
Hold
in
up.
there.
Don't show them the alternative yet. We're gonna get to that part.
You don't want to see the alternative?
No, because we got a slide for that, and then you can tell them what your variance is. So hold off on that one.
Ooh-wee. You sure? It's right now. I got it right now. Let's let us see.
No, they gotta wait. We're gonna stay on course.
So,
but you got some nightmare stories. Let's say it that way. Let's just put it that way.
I always got that. Well, you know what? Here's what I would say. People hated on Spirit. Spirit in its 34 years never had a plane crash. No fatalities. Hey, American can't. They was ranked, even though you want to say it, Spirit Airline was ranked #1 because they get you there. You know, maybe some other issues. Now, what I'm going to talk about is going to be a different route. Our theme is like the Pookies and the Ray Rays and all of those people flying out. Spirit Airlines is not, and I repeat, not responsible for that. I'm going to give you a big summary, and I'm going to show some slides that has nothing to do with Spirit. Spirit was around for 34 years. Passport Bros and all that have just been around for like the last 8.
Right. And this downfall has been happening since the pandemic. And that's why I put up the slide up so you can see the slow matriculation of what's been going on. And the government had a hand in this too, because they were initially supposed to be acquired by JetBlue.
And they stopped.
That was derailed in 2022. So they still try to hold on.
But my theme is, and I'm going to let you know this is my thing. Spirit had nothing to do with it. This is how I'm going to present it. Spirit Airlines did not create the international culture. Technology did. It was technology that changed it all. And we're going to go through all of that. When technology became available and you could get on your smartphone, your Google Maps, your Airbnb, your Ubers, your Google Translate, when all of that technology became available. I was traveling before that, so I knew how it was. You couldn't land somewhere and be like, "Oh, take me here." You didn't have no Google Map. There was no Uber. There was no smartphone. You didn't have no Google Translate. You had a little pocket dictionary, and y'all would be looking up words with each other. Technology changed it, because you got to remember, Spirit Airlines had been flying to Dominican Republic since 2005. It had been going to Colombia since 2008. Brothers just wasn't on it. I'm going to show you all that, and then we're going to show you what it's costing us now. Go ahead, go with one of those slides.
So really, what is this impacting for Spirit and what we would call the Passport Bros or Pookies? You know, where did Spirit fly to, and how is it impacting? Spirit route impacted are obviously Santo Domingo and parts of Colombia. Again, Brazil is not even in this. There is no flights to Brazil. So that's not all 5. That's not the big 4, the big 5. That's only 2 countries that are really affected by this. So, I mean, it's really clickbait what we're talking about with Pookies and Passport Bros. And by the way, that video, the video that I did, it was actually media driven. The description that was given back to me and the images you saw in that preview video were media generated. That's the idea of what, by ChatGPT standards, the media sees you as if you're considered a passport bro. Not if you're a Pookie. This is all media driven. So the way I did this was I asked ChatGPT to give me the persona of a Pookie by media standards, and let's do an image of it. So that's how I came up with the 2 characters for the previous video. But go ahead, Fearless.
So 2 things. LJ is saying, yeah, technology changed it all. The Canal knows, because we used to fly way before this time. Before the technology, brothers wasn't flying. It was too complicated. They didn't know the language. They had none of that. But I think your map is a little misleading.
Okay.
Here's why. Yes, Passport Bros fly to those places. They fly to DR. They fly to Colombia. But there's, in addition to that, a place that you don't have on there and a group of people that you don't have on there.
Which are?
The passport sisters fly to Jamaica. And you know who flew to Jamaica cheap?
See, we're talking about passport bros, but you got a whole spin on it. What? They're passport sisters.
They fly to Jamaica to get on that little raft to get that massage.
Yeah.
You know who else flies to Dominican Republic and Colombia? BBLs. Every chick who getting on a BBL, they going to Colombia to get that BBL, and they going to DR to get a BBL.
Mm-hmm.
Them chicks would say, look, I'm going to give me a little bit of money. I'm flying to DR. I'm getting on Spirit, and I'm getting that donut so I can sit on my butt. Because I had flown back, and you would see, I was like, why are all these look, this is how naive I was. I was like, why are all these women handicapped? Because, you know, the handicapped people, they have a separate line that lets you on first. Right. And then they have the line and then the people waiting. And I was like, man, all these black girls with the bonnet on their head in wheelchairs waiting to get on the airline. I'm like, what? They sit, you know, I didn't know what was going on. Then I see the donut. You get on and usually they not sitting in the chair. They sitting the other way so they can just sit down on their knees and got their donut. So the women who paid all that cheap money to get their Brazilian butt lift, go to DR to get that cheap lipo mommy makeover surgery, they hurt. Now, don't get it twisted because y'all put the passport bros in it. They hurt. That medical travel that people do, even for dentistry and, you know, all that other stuff, those are the people that are really hurt.
Yeah, I can imagine. And like I said, what like you were saying, is that's a whole nother spin that nobody's really thinking about, is the plastic surgeries, the chicks that are going to the Caribbean, the passport sisters, and when they're known travel areas, it's not always they follow us. There's some places they blaze that we haven't gone to, you know, or don't even care to go to because it's not our stilo. I mean, we like Jamaica. That might be, you know, take a significant other, take them down to Jamaica, but it's not some place we would hang out at. You know what I mean? So these are some of the routes. As we're talking, we're going to go through some infographics just so you have them. I'm not going to sit here and go through like a lecture on what you guys need to do and where you need to go. But just to let you know, the affected areas are for what you call a passport bro or a Pookie. There's only two countries really affected, and that's Dominican Republic and Colombia. And not by much, because we're going to show you there's ulterior or alternate airlines, which we all know and what you guys all know. Now, Fearless, let's talk about the pre-booked flights that you had with Spirit. I know what the slide is saying, but what has been your experience with Spirit with your pre-booked flights that you had just recently that you had to either cancel, rearrange, or get your money back? Are they giving the money back? Are they holding back on the money and saying they broke? What the heck are they doing?
I did not. So Spirit, the credit card is owned by Bank of America. They sent out something that said they will automatically refund. And I've already gotten refunds on all the flights. They sent that out maybe within a few days. So by that Monday, I already had all of that. They got to go to bankruptcy court. And that's when they determine. No, you got your money already. Like I got my money, but I'm talking about like my points and the vouchers. They're going to determine that through bankruptcy court. That, you know, to see if you have, if your points are worth any value, if your, you know, your vouchers are worth any value. So I don't know, you know, that might be 300,000 down the drain. I don't know. It is what it is. But what I was trying to do was use all my points for travel, because, you know, they let you use your points for travel. And I'm telling you, it was much better to use those points than to use them where I had to use them at to go down there again. So the money came back fast. I didn't have any issues with the money coming back, you know, to the account fast. My experience with Spirit, oh man, all right. I mean, it's been up and down. You know, when I became a gold member,
roller coaster for you over there.
yeah, I became a gold member. They would always bump me up to the big seats, so I had no issue with that.
Well, yeah, that made it convenient, but you had to spend a hell of a lot of money to get there.
As the gold member, you always got a free drink and snacks. Always got that. My problem always was this. I fly out of the country, and every time you fly back in the country, you go through Fort Lauderdale. And if you have luggage, in order for you to get through immigration, you have to pick your luggage up and then go through immigration and then get on your next flight. Right. My problem has always been, we came back one time and every airline was getting their luggage off. I guess it was raining outside, weather or something like that. Every airline was getting their luggage off except Spirit.
Well, you the one that told me this? I heard this same story from somebody else. Are you serious?
By the time I got my luggage, and then you go through because you get your luggage, then you got to give it back to them so that they can check it for the next flight and you can get on your flight.
Mm-hmm.
You late. You don't make it. You can't get on it. Their rebooking is where they mess you up at, because now I can't get on the next flight, and weather is something they can say, nah, we don't. You don't get a hotel or no food when it comes to weather. That's where we got killed. It's the last flight out. It's 7:00 at night in Fort Lauderdale. We can't get out. We stuck in the airport until the next day. That's where they kill you. They don't want to give you no voucher. They don't want to give you no hotel stay. That was one bad part. The other bad part is customer service. No matter, I don't care if you had I wanted to compliment a guy. Dude took care of me. He was, he was on the lighter. How would I say that? He's on the
he had a crush on you. Let's put it that way.
He was betting on the other team. He was playing for the other team. But cool, I had no problem with it because he put me in the front seat. He brought me all, when he'd be like, yeah, just give me some Jack Daniels. That brother brought me like 5 Jack Daniels. Took care of me. Have no issue with it. And I'm a person that says, if you do a good job, I want to give you praise. I want to tell the people, man, you did a great job. I wanted to go on and write like a good review. And the only way you could do that is like, here goes our mail, not no email.
Not snail mail. Not snail mail.
Snail mail.
Damn.
Number 2, if you have an issue with Spirit Airlines, the only way you could communicate with them, they had a WhatsApp and they had email. Brother, you might get on there and it just be like, look, you in a 3-hour wait for a simple. I don't care if you're a gold member or whatever. You want a 3-hour wait to get a simple question. And it's like, man, why can't I just get in? That's what I love. Now I love like Delta or American Airlines. I can actually talk to a person, get my things done, get it out. That was not the case with Spirit. It was always.
Was he about to do that to you? Was he about to do that to you, Phil?
Hey, look, that brother was trying to get me liquored up. He's like, look, I got something for you. You probably put something in the drink too. He's like, I'm gonna take advantage.
Hope you on the goddamn thing.
Look, I guess a white dude too. So I couldn't be no problem with him. But he hooked me up. And I've been hooked up, being a gold member. So I couldn't be mad at him.
Right.
My problem with Spirit is the customer service, man. You could never talk to anybody. And it was so frustrating. Look, if your flight went right, you good. I mean, you in it to win. You could fly down. Like I said, I was going to New York. And I was going to New York with my bags to pick up this bourbon and bring it back for less than that would have cost me to ship. That means I could fly there, pick it up, and come back for less than what it cost me to ship. That's crazy. You can't beat that.
Right.
Things went bad. Oh, man, that's when it jacked you up. It just was not good. Went to DR last year. They lost our car seat. That was gone. Lost the car seat. Don't know where, they had to be like, oh, I didn't land on this flight. We'll get it to you. That never got it to us. We bought another one. That was they chipped that one a little bit. Now I had to fight, but they did reimburse me. I got that money back. It wasn't immediate. It took about 2 months, but they did do that. But that was the only thing. They needed some other type of customer service. And their you really look. I have flown on Spirit so many times that when I went last year to Dominican Republic, I came back at a different time than the wife. She was flying.
Hold up, Sway just said something real quick, and I'm going to tell you, brother, don't do it. Don't do it, because I'm the Southwest guy. He's the Spirit guy. I'm the Southwest guy. Don't do it. Don't break up with Southwest. They always give you the best deals.
No, not all the time. But here's what you guys don't understand. It was not Spirit.
Yeah.
It was not Spirit that caused the Pookies. Spirit was in game for 34 years. Like I said, they've been flying to DR since 2005.
Way before there was a passport bro movement. Way before the name came up.
The problem was the Pookies and Ray Rays and people flying to other countries never felt safe. They always were scared. If you don't know the language, how do you get there? You land at the airport. It's like, all right, how do I get to this hotel? How do I communicate? You couldn't call no chick. Look, when I used to fly to Dominican Republic, there was no such thing as a WhatsApp. There was a dude on the street, and he would have all these cards wrapped in a rubber band, and it would be what they call orange cards. And you give it to him. It's like a lottery ticket. You scratch it off, and that'd be a number. That's the number you input to your phone for minutes. That's how you got minutes to talk to somebody. There was no communication through WhatsApp. And then the girls, they would call it a beep in DR and in Colombia, meaning they weren't going to use their minutes to call you. They would call you and hang up. And that's how they beep you. That means you had to call them and use your minutes. If you didn't know how to speak the language, you was hiring a translator. I mean, when I first went to DR, I had a translator. I had a dude who picked me up at the airport. Basically, look, I was on a date with 3 people. I was on a date with a girl and a guy. That's how it was. Every single time we went out, I was on a triple date because I had to take the girl out.
Right.
I had to bring the dude with me to translate everything she was saying. So I'm paying for his food.
Hey, do you ever try to undercut you?
Try to get my God. Look,
I know how some of them brothers are, man.
It's sad because I remember he's passed away now, but I can speak ill of the dead. Fuck it. His name is Jose. It's sad that I know his name, Jose Sanchez. We all know him. Look, Jose Sanchez was a good dude, but this is what he would do. He'd pick you up at the airport, and then he had a finest chick in the car with him. They talking Spanish, and then he like, man, I'm sorry, I have to take this girl to school. I'm taking her to school, but I wanted to come get you guys because I knew what time your flight landed, so I got to take her to school. And when you're driving back from the airport,
you mean college, right? You are meaning college, right?
Yeah,
you're not
in college. She's in college, the university.
Okay.
And on the way going back to your hotel, they be like, blah, blah. And she be like, I'm like, what? He'd be like, oh man, she think you cute. I'm like, huh? The game was already set up, brother. She like, fine. Matter of fact, she don't even want to go to school today. She said she'd rather deal with y'all. It's so fine. You like, shoot, let's roll. Later on, you found out she getting a cut. And he getting his look. Everybody at this before all the processed foods and everything was in DR, and all in the other Latin America, all of that. So everybody was like thin. They were thinner. This is when a real Coke bottle, when you like, damn, they getting a little bad now. But this is when the chicks was like, it was McDonald's. You wasn't eating in McDonald's. Places was closed at 9 o'clock because nobody was eating out at dinner. Jose Sanchez was fat. He was fat. He was a big dude. Everybody else is thin. He big because he eating at every meal with you, bro. You taking him everywhere. But all right. So that's how he got it. How I learned Spanish was not talking to a girl. This is exactly how I learned Spanish. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I'm in Zona Colonial, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. I see my future wife. I say, God damn. I mean, she could, I was salivating when I seen her, man. She was, when you described the girl you want, she was that girl. I was like, God. I smiled at her. I don't even, I just know the hola. I'm looking at her and we smiling. She's smiling at me. And I'm like, bruh, look, tell her shit. Look, I was simping out for this one. I like, look, she want to go out. We can go out to eat. wherever she want to go, let's do it. I have no problem. Let's get to know each other right now. Let's exchange numbers. Wasn't no Instagram, none of that. She's smiling. So he translate that. She's smiling at me. I'm smiling at her. And I'm like, tell her, I want to get, her number so we can hook up later on. I'm being sincere. I'm being nice. And so he says that to her. Now, remember, I'm not looking at him. I'm looking directly at her. I'm just looking for a smile. He's just a translator. He just off to the side. Just translate what I got to say because I got to give the gab, brother. I got this. If you translate what I say, I got everything handled. I say that to her. Bro, just tell her, look, I want to go out to dinner tonight. We can go somewhere. We can do this. That's exactly what I said. So that's my words to him. We looking at each other. Look, we eye to eye. I don't know what the fuck he told her, but her smile went from this smile to like, who the hell are you? And she left. And I said, bro, what did you say to her? He's like, I told her exactly what you said. I said, there's no way
he didn't.
You told her what I said. There's nothing. Later on, I'm figuring out that he trying to broker buying some punani.
Right.
And she wasn't that type of girl. So she was offended. She didn't know that that's not what I said. I didn't know that's not what he's. But from that day forward, I said, I will never, ever, ever let somebody speak for me. And I said, I don't know what I got to do. I'm going to learn Spanish so nobody can put me in. Because I said, man, there go my wife. My wife is leaving. She gone. My wife has just left me. I was like, I can't even chase her down because I don't know what to say to her. If I catch her, what I'm going to do? And I said, from that moment on, I will never, ever let somebody translate.
Now let me see how hard you went for it. Did you fire your driver?
I could. I did not fire. Look, hold up. That day, hold up. At that moment, I didn't fire her because I was still on that trip. The next trip, this is why people say, man, you drive. Look, I've been driving in Dominican Republic since like 2012. I was scared. And I was like, forget this, man. I know this is like I knew that route. I was like, from the airport to February 27th and the Malecon, all I got to do is if I can see the ocean, I can't get lost. Because if you drive from the airport is at the ocean. And if you take the route, as long as you can see the ocean, I was like, wherever I get lost in this city, drive to the ocean. Because from the ocean, there's one street that'll take you where I need to go. And that's how I navigated. It wasn't no Google Maps. Even when they first started Google Maps, it was so jacked up in their country, you couldn't get nowhere. It was not a map. You couldn't do it even then. So my thing was get to the ocean if you get lost, and you can get there. And that's how I navigated until Google Maps was ever done. So for the last 8 years down there, follow the ocean. I was like Christopher Columbus and the navigators. Follow the ocean. But you got to understand, I keep saying it wasn't Spirit that brought the Pookies down there, because when I would say to guys, let's, one thing you could never do is there's something that there's travel place. I remember they sell something. They'd be like, don't tell nobody the secret. It's like a secret. That's how they sell their travel. There's some travel organization. That's how it would be in every country I went to. Two things. I couldn't take photos. Look, these wasn't really invented, bruh. You had cameras. So the camera, you couldn't get whatever picture you took, you used to have a little hut that sat outside your grocery store, wherever, that you had to drop film off to. And if they deemed it pornographic, you wasn't getting it. They wasn't gonna give it to you.
I bet you they kept it.
Yeah, I kept that. So there was no pictures you could take. So you wasn't taking no sexy photos. The digital cameras had just really came out. There was
Polaroid's the only way you getting away with it.
Yeah, there was nothing like that. So whenever you would tell somebody, it was always like, I can't believe it was like a fairyland that nobody ever went to. I'm like, bruh, if you ever went down to Colombia, if you was on the beaches of Brazil, I'm telling you. And people were like, huh? What do they speak? How you talk? Nobody could. There was no communication. So there was, like I said, there was no Google Translate. You were stuck. You used to have a little, it was smaller than this. I don't even know. say, yeah, they had the pocket ones. This wasn't a dictionary, but it was like the pocket dictionary that you have. And you would be talking to a girl and y'all be you wouldn't having sentences. There was no sentence conversation you was having.
A word.
You was having word conversation. Like you'd be like, you look.
I remember those days, bro.
This is how it started. I was the best sign language person in the world. Not with real sign. You'd be like, eat, drink. this is how you had to communicate. You want to walk. You want to go dance. That everything was sign language in one word. That's the only way you could communicate. And you had this one book, and y'all went word for word. But that made you had to learn. You had to learn the city because if you were driving there, you had to learn it. It was like, I'm in it to win it. I have to learn the language. I got to learn this. And then where you fall at, see, y'all have the convenience of WhatsApp. And WhatsApp, you can get on, I can say a whole message, blah, 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 blah. I can type and all that can be translated. There was none of that. You had to speak or you had to say something. There was, look, I'm at the time, y'all don't even know how it was, man. Y'all the Pookies and Ray Ray, y'all have no kind of game, nothing, because you don't even know how the game went. I'm a part of it that if I lived in Dallas, Texas, and I wanted to call Houston, that was a fucking long distance phone call. There was no, when you can meet anybody across the world and talk to them. We didn't have that privilege. If I wanted to talk to a girl out of the country, I used to have to go to CVS, get a phone card, scratch it off, and you got so many minutes on that phone. That's it. There was no Zoom calls. You just stuck. Like, I'm going word for word. So it would force you to do it. Like I said, hotels, there was no Airbnbs. You had your hotels you had to go to. It was a struggle, man. And technology changed all that. It changed it because when I would tell brothers, man, look, because everybody would know Punta Cana because that'd be like the travel place. You know, if you went to Jamaica, people go to the grill. They would always go to the spots. But Punta Cana is so locked in, you would go from the airport right to the resort, and they got you on the resort. You don't leave. You don't really know the culture. Right. You only know the people who were the workers on the resort. That's it. And I was told, like, let's roll out. And so when I first started like going to all the spots, it was like, damn, like this is, I cannot explain to you what's going on, man. Yeah, it was the orange card. Back in DR, they had the orange. It was the orange card, and it was crazy. But you had to explain to a dude. And the Pookie wasn't going down there. One, you had no kind of cheap flights, so you didn't have a Spirit. You had a Spirit, but where you going to stay at? Where you going to get a cab at? Because remember, this isn't in Uber. I can get in my application. I can say I want to go from here to here. I never have to communicate with the driver at all. No communication. You can't do that in a taxi, bro. You can't say where you going to go, and then how you going to call to get your taxi? There's none of that. You can't. Yeah, them man. I was trying to open up an internet cafe. Yep, it was a chick that he said internet cafe. I was trying to open one in the DR because I had these chicks that I wanted to talk to so bad. Nobody had. Look, man. Technology changed it. There was no internet in people's houses, man. It was dial up. Yeah, they have the cafes that would be open that would have the dial up or whatever, and all the chicks, if you wanted to go there, they would go to the internet cafe, and that's how you had to talk to them.
But we had payphones overseas. That was it. Oh, yeah, you dropped a shit ton of quarters in that goddamn payphone to make a long distance call. Okay, when we hit a port, it was a payphone. There was no cell phones. They had sat phones, and they had a line for 8 sat phones they had on a ship. You weren't getting access to that sat phone real quick. You had to literally sit there dedicated out in the heat on the top of the damn flight deck waiting to get that damn phone. And you only had like a 15-minute time limit on the phone until they ran out of power on the phone and had to charge them all. So, yeah, it wasn't easy, and you didn't have access like that. And he's absolutely right. No translation whatsoever. You didn't know a couple words to get you by. You were doing a hell of a lot of sign language.
I want to share this. Maybe I can. Let me see image. I think.
But while you're doing that, I want to show you who feels the impact of this mostly.
Oh man, I feel.
You can say passport bros do a little bit.
Sorry, I can take that down. Can we take it down?
Yeah, for a second. Let me get this one up. Couples and like you're saying, even you and your wife and your daughter, you guys are going to be using Spirit to go down and do your little vacation. Budget travelers or solo travelers, obviously, and then the frequent Caribbeans, the passport sisters. We can throw them in that little pile right there. You know, the ones that are going down to Jamaica on the flights, the ones that are going down to get their surgeries and their BBLs and boob jobs. You know, they're not innocent in this. We just threw that, like I said, it's a clickbait type of situation. But there's more than just us being affected.
But they said as the brothers, man, or it's the cheap. I was seeing where there's some business people who had to fly from like one city to the other city, very inexpensive, and they would do it. This is just to go with what Mr. Gantz said. He said this must have been in the 90s. I want to show you, brother, this was not the 90s. This is what changed it. This is the
for me, it was the 90s. Yes, for him, it's something else. Yeah. For me, you're right, Gans. It was the 90s when that was happening.
This is when everything changed. If you look, Spirit Airlines was in the early 2000s. Routes to Colombia came in 2008, 2012. You still down there at the bottom. You see, passport bros wasn't even moving. It was the technology milestones. 2015 to 2016. That's when Google Maps started. They wasn't even in the other countries. But you had Google Translate
before then. Yep.
You had Google Translate. You had Google Maps. All that was right before the pandemic. Right in that 2016, 17, 18. Pandemic was in 2020. So the technology was just coming. So then you have, like I said, Uber in major cities in Latin America. That became like in 2015, 16, and later. Airbnbs. Before that, man, you had to stay. There was no cheap. It was hotels. There was no places I could stay that was inexpensive. You had major hotels, and that's all you could do. There was no, I can stay this place cheap. No, none of that. If you look to when it said over on the left, right, Spirit becomes a major player in the budget international travel. That was closer to 2018, 19. Why? Because it says it removed the fear. People now who were afraid to travel could travel, and they could travel for cheap, and they could travel at these other places that they would never have gone to, and they had the technology to actually do it. That was the whole travel thing. The catalyst was there was no work. People, when COVID came and people was just bored at home, what did they do when they was bored? They used technology to look online, and they started.
My second home was fucking Cancun, man. You know how many flights I had down back and forth to Cancun during the pandemic? Because that was the only country that was open. Like you could just fly in and get off the plane, and you didn't have to like quarantine or anything like that. You just got to move around.
My resort, I told you the other time, my resort was 15% capacity. We was like, I had pictures. I was the only people in the pool. We was just getting catered to. There was nobody there. So it wasn't Spirit Airlines that really brought the Pookies and the Ray Rays along, because Spirit was there before. It was technology hit. And when all the technology hit, now people had a way. It's like, oh man, I'm sitting at home. I got nothing but time. I'm seeing all these dudes out of the country, because now if I'm retired, I'm like, because a lot of retired people are people who could work remote like me. So what happened is
just that they had time, bro. It was the during the pandemic, you got those checks. Remember, you got those weekly
stimulus checks, and then a lot of people.
Man, come on now.
But here before that, you had people like me whose job said, "You're not coming in. You're a tech. You can work remote." And I'm like, remote? I can be anywhere I want. And the brothers who were working remote start leaving. They're like, I'm leaving the country, because now the one thing that restricts people from traveling for a extended period of time is their job. You can't stay somewhere 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because you're like, man, that's all my vacation. I get a week at a time. So you would leave for a week and you come back. When everything shut down, now you're remote. Now you can go to a country and stay for like, man, I'm here for a month. And when the brothers came there for a month, they had cell phones with cameras. And the first thing they started doing was, doop. And once those images start hitting YouTube, Instagram, every technology, dudes was like, what the heck? I'm gone.
Floodgates, Pandora box, all open. See, the veterans, we kept that quiet, man. We only had Polaroids or regular pictures that you could develop. So you had to know us to go and look at our picture album and say, yo, man, where's this from? Oh, we were in such and such. Oh, wow, man, I need to go down there. Yeah, look out for this, that, and the other thing. We didn't guard it. It's just that if you didn't know us, it wasn't like we could take our photo albums and put it out on the internet for people to see.
Correct.
You know, a lot of people's like, oh, you OGs, you veterans, y'all were trying to keep. Nah, we didn't try to keep it a secret. We didn't put our business out there. Matter of fact, most of the time when we had parties, I can show you some pictures from parties. There were no cameras allowed, and that's regular cameras with film in it. It wasn't no fucking cell phones back then. People were married, bro. You know, they didn't want that shit to get back to their wives. They've been on the water for damn near 6 months, a year. You think they celibate the whole time? Come on, stop.
So the sad thing is, I know that I was in some chat groups, and a lot of people were celebrating the downfall of Spirit. It was hood, it was this, it was that. What you don't understand is, once you open up something, it's hard to close that bottle. That genie in the bottle is hard to close. Spirit was not the issue. It was the technology. So now the Spirit is closed down. You think the people are going to stop flying? They're just going to find another way, because they've already tasted it. They already know what it's like. They're going to find another way. And so all them airlines that you think are safe, your American Airlines, your Southwest, your Delta, they just going there. They just going from one to the other.
And real quick, this slide just talks about the base fare plus what the real trip cost is. Even though you flew Spirit, you pretty much was like a la carte. You had to add everything else to it. So sum total, you wind up spending just as much as if you went to another airline. They just made it look like it was convenient at first.
But you had to know how to.
Here are the.
You do. Just didn't know how to put that in the back.
Yeah. You always have to know how to pack, but here are the fare shocks, and by destination, here are some of the alternative airlines. If you guys don't know, but most of y'all already know how to get around an issue. So is that too much of an increase for a brother to want to fly down there, or for what they call a pookie to fly down there? I don't think too many people are going to have a problem. Now, obviously, I don't know what the going rate for Sao Paulo is, but now that, you know, Spirit is out of the marker, they never flew down there in the first place. Are those standard prices for flying down to Brazil and Sao Paulo?
Sao Paulo can range from, if you get a good 600 flight, you're doing good. 600 to like 1200. It just matters when you can pick it up. So usually, yes, you know, some people try to fly to Sao Paulo and then hook up and go to Rio. If you're in Miami, I think Dallas, we got a direct flight to one. Right. Yeah, you paying some money. That's not a cheap flight. But now, hold up. Oh, did you want me to show anything yet?
No, you can show whatever you want. Now we're good.
All right.
We got to the last slide for
screen, because y'all want to see that it hurt the regular folks like ourselves. So in the window, I don't know which one this is going to let me do. Just won't let me do the entire. Yeah, I won't do it. All right. So I showed you this. I lost my voucher. All right. Showed you that. Had my voucher. Got one every year. Taking the family. I think I blew this up. I don't know if I need to blow this up anymore. Let me see. Plus, so you can see it. This was my flight. I'm going to Dominican Republic. Where my flight at? Purchase price here, $134. I had to book a flight. I had to get down there. Let me show you how much now my ticket is. I went from $134
for everybody or just for you.
No, that was for everybody. I paid with my point.
Good. For 3 people?
Well, it's actually 2 because the other one's a lap child.
Okay.
I went from that to
$1,400?
$1,400, brothers. $1,400. That's what they got me. $1,400.
No, they didn't get you. But I'm just saying that's a huge increase, and that's a huge loss to a lot of people.
Man. So imagine $100 and something. Even when the ticket, if I was about to buy the ticket, it was still only going to cost me round trip paying full fare with like $550 if I paid full fare. So from full fare, I had to go up and I had to get. So here was the thing: hotels was already paid for. We going to the resorts. We go down there for Mother's Day to celebrate. I buy the resort for the whole family. So that's 6 rooms I get. I already got my Airbnb that was non-refundable. Because here's the sad thing. You know what I told the family? I said, look, I hope y'all going to this resort because it's non-refundable. And I'm telling them that. And then I buy the ticket and the airline get canceled. So now $1,500, man. I mean, that's it. So what you would normally, what you
183 to 15, 14, man, I would be literally pissed.
I'm hurt. What you mean?
I'm more than hurt. I'm pissed. If I got to shell out that much knowing that I only had $183 flight at first for everybody. Come on, man. That's well over 1,000% markup.
Man. So
real quick, let me read this out. Let me read this out real quick. Jermon says, now factor in Trump and company are now snatching up passports. We're going to bring this up. I think we might even do a live on it. For gentlemen with child support over 100K or 100K and over. That's fucking crazy in itself. As a father and somebody paid child support, for you to be that far behind, why the hell are you overseas instead of paying your bills?
But see, I think that's off, man. That is actually off. I don't know where that number came from. I've seen it out. But
is it a smaller number than that?
Yeah, brother.
It should be. I don't know why you would let somebody
have
debt and not have them in jail by now.
Thanks, in Texas, it's $2,500. You owe $2,500. I'll blow it up. You owe $2,500. They can deny your passport and revoke it for $2,500. I mean,
for a while though, if you had back child support, period, you couldn't get a passport.
Well, they let you get back, but if you got $2,500 in the arrears, oh brother, you ain't. Yeah, we taking that passport. You ain't going nowhere.
Well, you couldn't even get one until you got caught up.
And once paid, it's still going to take 2-3 weeks to get out the system. So don't think you can go down there and be like, I got my trip and I'm gonna go pay this today, and I'm on that plane tomorrow. It's a wrap, brother.
Yeah. Look at it's Jay Clyde said, I was loving pandemic travels, working remote. I was in Rio for 3 months during the height of the CV. I mean, like I said, that every other month, every 2 months, I was in freaking Cancun for at least a week or 2 weeks, not fly back.
Brother, let me tell you this.
I was booking some miles.
I had a friend, a lady that I met that worked, I can say it, a cousin, worked for the airlines. She was
now she's a cousin.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, she's a cousin.
Worked for the airline. I was on her companion pass. Let me tell you how my day would go. The flights to get to Brazil are 12 hours. They leave from here at like 7 or 8. I would get on the flight Friday night. I get down there Saturday morning. The flight, because I'm flying first class, I get dinner, I get breakfast, I get off the flight. And it's a 3-hour difference. So if I got there like at 7, you know, I'm at the airport, I'm on the beach. Actually, you get there way earlier. I can't even get my room yet. I just put my my bags at the lobby and say, I'll be back. I go straight to the beach. I'm at the beach and I had some steak dinner. Like Fogo de Chao ain't even got nothing on it. My steak dinner, I done went and got my massage around the corner from Atlantic. I got that good massage. Get to the hotel, take my shower, take a nap. I'm at 4x4 delirium or Mavs by the night. Sunday morning, I'm still good. Or Sunday, I'm partying all day Saturday night, all day Sunday. Then I ain't got no sleep yet because I'm like, F it. I get on the plane Sunday night. I just sleep on the plane. I arrive back home 7 a.m. I go to work. So people are like, what you do? Brother, I was in Brazil for the week. I can't even explain to you what I did. I'm in Brazil. Mm-hmm. I would just take weekend trips sometime. The wife had got mad because I was in Colombia 13 times one year. Like, I was just gone. Like, I'm rolling. I was like, it would cost me $28 to fly I was only paying taxes. The taxes to Brazil was much less. It cost me more to go to Colombia and DR. I would go down to Colombia to look, man, I can't even say this. I would go to Brazil and Colombia to get my wife coffee, to get her coffee and bring back. I would go get a manicure, pedicure, bags of coffee, and something else she wanted. It would cost me less than that. I'm like, my manicure and pedicure was $8. I get her the actual Colombian coffee. I'd be down there for 3 days. It was a whole different time, man. It was.
Hey, I used this term the other day called airbussing. I mean, back in the day, and I don't know how convenient it is for a lot of folks nowadays, is especially in California, a lot of people, in order to commute, they wouldn't get on the freeway. They'd just catch a plane from Ontario into LAX and an Uber or whatever to their job. They might have a week-long stay, hotel room, or something that they already have prearranged in the city, and they would fly home on the weekends. Gone are those days, but I remember when it was so convenient just to go ahead and hop on a plane and to drive.
It's crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. But people didn't understand it. I'm trying to see something where the guy said go to Europe, and
yeah. That was a Buck.
But I'm trying to find it, and I don't think that I can fast enough.
To tell you the truth, Buck, there's been several brothers that have gone to Europe and were considered what you would call a passport bro or even Pookie. Everybody's trying to make content nowadays, man. So you're not even safe there. What was the guy that just got in a fight with some dude and he was a YouTuber? And like, I don't know if it was Sweden or someplace like that. And the guy was basically trolling him from behind while he was filming. He turned around and gave him some fucking gruff. And the brother just knocked his ass out.
So I can't find it, but I'll say what the guy said. The guy was over in Croatia and he sees a black dude and he says, man, I know you don't play basketball because you shorter than me. So there's no way you playing basketball. And the dude said, nah, I don't play basketball. He said, what you doing here? And the dude was like, shh, don't tell nobody. That's all he had to say, which lets you know there are brothers that are all over there. Y'all just don't see them.
Right.
So passport bros, when they get tired of the one places.
And it's not black Americans. You have Africans that are all over the place that travel. Mm-hmm. And they travel to Europe a lot and they cosplay us until we show up and blow up the game. Shout out to, let me read these super chats real quick because we had a couple come in. Shout out to
those. Hey, y'all need to give me a super chat. Y'all see how much I had to pay for that damn ticket? You think that ticket was free? Shoot, I gotta get out of here. I need that money.
Hey, super chats or cash app. There's a banner scrolling right now. Hit the super chat or cash app. I'm gonna go ahead and read this first one. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Will Bro. Salute, fellas. Heading to work. Saw you were on and dropped off some channel support from OG Will. I never flew Spirit.
I wonder why. I want to know why.
About 5 years ago. No, because I'm a Southwest carrier. anywhere Spirit went in America, I flew Southwest.
Because
that
you
was
get
my
it cheap though.
Huh?
See, I think that
hey, you got 2 bags all of a sudden, and all you had to do was book a seat. I'm already ahead of the game on Southwest. The flights were comparable. You weren't getting that much more by spending less because, like you said, it's carte blanche, it's a la carte. You bought the ticket, then you had to add the seat and the bags and all this other shit. With Southwest, you buy a reasonable price ticket, and you got 2 bags automatically in a carry-on.
Yeah, wasn't that hard? They just included in the price. If you're going somewhere, like if you're a weekend warrior and you're like, man, I'm just going for 2 days. Whatever I got for 2 days can fit in this backpack. That's really the economics of Spirit. If you like, look, man, I'm just going somewhere for a day. I'm not really packing anything. I don't need a big carry-on.
If you're busting it up, I could see you doing that.
Okay. Like I flew to New Orleans. I just like there was places when Spirit was going. I was like, man, I had not been in places in the United States that I wanted to go, or places I just wanted to eat. Right. So I was like, well, let me just fly here. It's only going to cost me, especially if you were flying during the week, like a Tuesday or Wednesday, it might cost you $39. So it's like, man, I'm gonna fly there. The wife had never been to Vegas. So let's go to Vegas. So all those little spots when you like, that's
Southwest to me. I'm from the Midwest, so I lived in California 95% of the time. So I mean, between California, Texas, and Kansas, Missouri, all them Southwest all day, every day. Never even heard of Frontier Airlines until I started moving around to the East Coast side of it. But I was still flying Southwest. They hit every port, and then they even started flying down to Cancun. I was like, straight.
But I looked for that I had a flight for Cancun that got canceled, and it was not comparable, brother. It was not comparable. It just, I'm letting you know, because I have 4 flights that got canceled. My Santiago, as soon as we was getting back from Santiago, the next week we was going to Cancun, and then we had New Orleans, and then back down to.
If I wasn't on a flight to Cancun, I was on a cruise. And that was after the pandemic, though. And that's when I blew out my MCL.
Now you got the hater virus.
You have not fixed it.
You got the hater virus going on, brother.
The antivirus, yeah. Yep. But hantavirus or whatever. LJ Southern Vegan, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. He said, brothers, that cost difference is crazy. Yeah, that's
I'm mad at my man LJ, brother.
Hey, that's Fearless's cost variance. And I think LJ, as much as you know Fearless and you support our channel, you need to go and help that brother out. Give him a super chat, send him a cash app, something. Subsidize that $1,400.
But I'm mad at LJ, man. I've been telling LJ had a consultation with me, about travel, and he kept saying he gonna go, and man, this would have been the time. But here, if you can get on a cheap flight somewhere. Because what y'all don't understand what happened is, and they were showing this, and I want you guys to do this. This is getting into more the economics. And I told the guys, even I want a Thailand group, and they're like, I don't fly Spirit, I don't do this. And I told them about the women they date over there. I said, the reason that 10 allows you to date her is because they know you have a choice of that 5. Because you're like, to date you is going to cost me $200. I'll go get a 5 for 25 and I'm good. And so they know it can't happen. The same with the airlines. I was trying to pull up a graph and I talked to Black Man Travels about this because he called me. It's like, man, I had to rebook his family was going to DR and he's like, man, I had to rebook. I said, I was sitting there on Friday night and I was like, look, I'm already booked with Spirit. They keep saying that it's going to shut down tomorrow. All right, let me look at the flights. I looked at my flights going to Santiago. The flights was $521 a ticket. Like, all right, I know what it is. 3 o'clock in the morning, they shut it down. Gone. I went back on the internet to find out how much the airline tickets were because I was like, I got to book it now because my flight is canceled. That flight went up $200 a person.
They knew you were going to be suffering.
Yeah, from me booking on Friday to booking on Saturday cost me.
Of course, they're going to take advantage of everybody having to catch those last minute flights on people from Spirit. That was the time for them to make up some margin on all they lost.
So guys, what y'all don't understand is Spirit served its purpose. Because once you're not, and Walmart was good for this. What did Walmart do? Walmart come into the city, they lower all of their prices, and then they take all the competition out. And once you have no mom and pop shops, they just raise the price. And so the issue with Spirit was the airlines were saying, you know what? In order for us to compete with Spirit, we would have our business class, we have our main cabin, and then they have that economical. They call it economy class. And the economy class was to compete with places like Spirit. But once you get rid of Spirit, they don't need that.
They ain't got to do that no more.
Yeah, there's no competition. You either fly with us or you don't fly. And they know that some people have to fly. And so I don't fly Spirit, but Spirit allowed you to fly where you at a decent price.
Yeah, I was just listening to a news report as I was doing the research on this, and that's exactly what they said. They were going to try to bail them out, and then the airlines were like, you know what? It's better just to let them fail. We don't have to fight with it. Just like you said.
If American Airlines and Delta Airlines and United are saying don't bail them out, why do you think they would say don't bail them out? If whose interest is it in? They telling them don't bail them out because that's their competition.
Absolutely. But you know what, again, like I said, I'm so proud of the United States for not bailing them out. I know it's going to hurt some people's pockets, but at the end of the day, we got to get out of the habit of using American money and tax money to apply to corporations that misuse the funds once you give it to them. I'm sorry. Now, like I said earlier at the beginning of this, there is a GoFundMe, a legitimate GoFundMe out there right now that wants to buy the airline. And it's just going to be owned by the public. Anybody who participates in this GoFundMe, within a matter of a week, there's $26 million sitting in that bank in that GoFundMe. They are real serious about trying to buy out this damn airline. And if somebody with some power gets behind it and say, "Hey, I'll pay the rest," if they got 26 million, I'll go ahead and fund the rest, and they'll be the major shareholder of whatever conglomerate owns that airline. But if you want to get on the ground floor or something that could be big, but I mean, running an airline is really costly, man. I don't know how you turn a profit with that, with maintenance costs,
you know how they turn a profit,
and everything else.
I'm gonna tell you how they turn a profit. Every airline is this. That's
interest card.
That's profit. So they break even on the flights and make money on you charging. So they make money on all the interest. Every company becomes a new bank. That's why Walmart has a card. All of them have cards. Now, I'm doing a video on all those incentives. I'm gonna break that out later on. Yep.
Off west.
I got my card somewhere down here. American Express and is Delta and my American Airlines. But you know what they do is how they bump it up. Example, Capital One. They get you on a credit card. They get you to travel. But if you want to go to that Capital One lounge, the fee every year on that credit card is $395. Yep. So if you fly nowhere and don't use any points, every year they're making $400 off of you just for nothing. Even if you never charge anything for access to the lounge. So they make money off their credit cards. But I want to know how you guys feel about Spirit.
You hurting over there, bro. I know you hurt. That $1,400 should have just made you angry.
Brother, you saying it like it was $1,400 on low end. You might as well just say $1,500. Because here's the thing. Hold up. Here's the thing. That don't include luggage, bro.
Oh, shit.
Is an extra $60. 2 people. So that's another $120.
Was that regular economy class or was that?
That was non-refundable ticket. The cheapest I could get.
Jesus Christ!
That wasn't first class. That's me flying in the back on any seat that I can get.
Did you at least get you and your wife sitting next to each other?
Hell no, I can't afford that. What you mean?
He said, okay.
She got to sit where she can sit, man. What are you talking about?
Oh wow, man! Damn. Couldn't even get you and your wife together in a seat? What the hell?
bruh. She got to sit.
Come on, Fearless.
That's how it was. I mean, that's it. You know, and so I can understand people when it hits you, because there were some companies or businesses that say, "Look, we just book regularly on Spirit to go from our one city to another city to another city." So it's very easy for them. And you know, no done. It's not done for the passport bros, because now you have stuff like what's it called? Because I was about to get a pass. Frontier has a Go Wild pass. A Go Wild pass allows you, it's basically a standby ticket. You pay for the summer $199, and 10 days before the flight, if you can find a seat, you book it, and you just pay taxes to go on the flight. So the low people out there, you just get no frills. I mean, it is what it is. So I think that
for those that came in the room, I'm going to pull this slide up real quick just so you know. No, it's not going to end anything. That was more clickbait than anything else.
But I do think this. Now, there were some weekend warriors who could afford to go down to those places. I think it got rid of them. It got rid of a lot of those people who thought they could just travel. You know, I'm getting on, because I seen some struggle travel dudes, and we know some that just get down there with no money, no credit card. They don't know how they.
Yeah, those are the crash out dummies.
Yeah, so there's people who are doing that. So it's gonna be a lot different. Prices are going to go up, and all around. Yeah, so this is going to change the way people travel. But now, you know, war itself is changing the way people travel, man. The flight prices is killing us. Gas in Texas, we always the lowest, man. I remember before the war, we was like $2.13. Now we at $3.99. That's a killer on gas. So the fuel, they said the fuel doubled the price. That's hard to go. You know, the hard to operate in. But more than, you know, we keep thinking it's the past, like we talked about before. We keep thinking it's the past for Pookies. Just think how that affects the economy, man. Fort Lauderdale, that FLL, there was dedicated to Spirit Airlines. There was all of that. You know, so
you don't think the other airlines will just snatch up that space?
That means they got to add more flights, and I don't see them adding more.
You don't think they will, because they're going to take up what Spirit left over?
They've been cutting flights. I don't know. I mean, I know what you're saying. Like they should take up the slack. I don't know. I don't know. That means they got to fill the seats. And I think what happens is the people who already, for this summer, who already had things planned and they're going, yes. But what happens after this, once all of those people are out? Because, you know, people plan maybe a month or 2 months ahead. And so their flights are already done, or they've already had to rebook. What happens in the future? Nothing. Nobody. You know, who's going to get on those flights? That's the. So I know we think if it's an end of an era, but it supported a lot of economies. I mean, I knew people who would show the border on San Diego and Tijuana. People would, you know, fly to San Diego so they could cross the border to go for medical, dentistry. Man, they had a whole lift up of February, March, April. Those 3 months, man, DR was packed. Because them women got what do you call it? They got the tax refund, but earned income credits. They get them earned income credits back. And when they got the earned income credits, they were controls. I seen so many chicks with the mommy makeover. The mommy makeover was whoo.
I'm getting bothered right now by the domes, whoever they are.
The dome?
Number just up. Yeah, whatever.
passport bros are done. It's all right.
So anyway, I hit the link. Hit the link if you guys want to come up and chat it up a little bit about your.
I'm gonna stay on for about another hour.
Farewell to Spirit Airlines. You're more than welcome to hit the link and come up and let us know how you feel about your lost airline. It's not my lost airline, but I have flown on Spirit, and I feel bad for the people that usually use Spirit. And just to let you guys know who are photobombing or bombing me to death, I didn't mentor Austin. That was Fearless over here. My
don't bomb me. Oh no, go ahead and bomb me.
Go bomb Fearless. He's the one that actually mentored. Austin. I have never met the man.
Yeah,
Floyd. I have counseled Floyd in telling him he needed to change his ways. I've never condoned what Floyd does. But anyway, I don't mind you guys coming up and blowing up my numbers, but at the end of the day, YouTube will just readjust them. You're not hurting me at all. But I appreciate that.
Go ahead. I appreciate it.
Give me some more exposure by putting my numbers up there so other people can find my channel. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Like I said, the channel is open for a little while here, and then Fearless is going to step off, and depending on how much interest we get, I'll keep it open for a little bit longer. But at the end of the day, I need you guys to hit the like button, subscribe to the channels. Okay, that's the minimum we ask of you.
The minimum.
Okay,
so
they can watch all they want, man. I have a top secret clearance. I'm good.
To sum up what I'm saying, Spirit Airlines did not create the budget travel to these other places or the passport bros and things like that. Technology did. With the advent of technology, it changed the entire game. Where people who were afraid to travel prior to, because it was just difficult, because before you would maybe need a travel agent. I remember when my trips were going there, I needed a travel agent.
You had to have a travel agent.
Yeah. So this really opened the doors for people who I think love the Thai. I don't think you love he liked the you love the Thai women, but I think it's the Filipinas. But I think
if you don't know, that's the flag behind me, the Filipino flag. Understand what countries we're in when you're botting us. All right.
So I think if the brothers would have done it, I wish that they would have gone to these other places and seen opportunities that normally that we didn't really have an opportunity to see, to be exposed to travel. I will say that I loved Spirit Airlines because it allowed me to go to places that I would have never, like I'm not going there. There was just no reason to go there. But it was like, you know what? I've never been to the Mall of America in Minneapolis. Oh, that's going to cost me $39. I'll try it. For $39 in a backpack, I can try that. For $500, I'm not going there to a place I wouldn't do. And it gave a lot of people the opportunity to see places they would not normally see. I remember I went to, when I was, the wife wanted to go to New Orleans. And I was like, hey, it's a cheap flight. We can go down there, eat some great food. So
did you go to Emeralds? I thought it was overrated. I was really upset because I had waited to go to Emeralds for so many years, man. And I finally got to go, and I was really upset.
I talked to some people that I think Lafayette is supposed to have better food than New Orleans. What they say.
Damn, the gas stations got better food. What you mean?
That's what I told
you. You want to eat at a gas station in New Orleans or anywhere up and down Louisiana. Yeah.
Bro, I was in New Orleans. I was like, where do I go? Where he pointed me to, he was like, go into here, like a convenience store. And then convenience store. Yeah. And I was like, man. So we went to the back, and I was like, I don't think we're in the right place. Because I told her, I don't think we're in the right place. I'm looking around. And I was like, I'm looking for like a poor boy. And they're like, oh, no, this is it. And I was like, huh? But the sandwich, I will tell them this, brother. That sandwich was the messiest sandwich I ever had, because it was just packed to the rim. It was just food everywhere. So, that was fantastic.
Serve Texas-sized portions in Louisiana, but a lot more flavor. Let's put it that way. More flavor.
So Spirit really allowed people who did not have, in my opinion, it helped out with a few things. Business people who were just, economical who just had to fly place to place. Families, man, if you got I ain't gonna lie, you got a family right now. At least my daughter is under 2, so she's a lap girl. I don't have to pay for a ticket. If you have children and you want to go to like a Disney World, or you want to go some vacation spot, and you got 2 kids, and that's 4 tickets you buying. That's a lot. That's a lot of tickets you got.
I have 3 sons in California, and we went to Disneyland all the time, bro. I wound up having to buy season passes. It was just more economical to do that.
So, I feel sorry for the families, because I would see families there, little kids with their little tiny suitcase, they get to go. So those travel things, it's especially for a young person that gets the opportunity to, man, look, when I was young, we wasn't flying nowhere. I didn't take my first flight till I was like 17. And that was a friend of mine whose parents lived in North Carolina. And he was like, hey, I want to invite you down. And that was the first time I was ever on a plane. I was like, wow, this is like, I was addicted. So imagine a child, like my baby been on the plane 4 times. She ain't 2. So, the whole theme of that is entirely different, man. If you can grow up and you can see different parts of the United States, see different parts of the world, and it didn't break you as a budget. You're like, oh man, I'm good. I can bring my little snack for the kids on the plane. They might kick the back of the seat. It's the Greyhound. We know what it is. That's perfect. I don't know why the people were so upset at Spirit. If you know what? I found that the people that was the most upset with Spirit never even flew Spirit. They never flew it. They'd be like, oh yeah, I'm glad it's gone. You're a fly it? Nope. And I would never fly. Well, how do you even know about it? How do you if you was in and out, it was the easiest place to get in and out, man. Look,
Here you go. Let me see this for you.
Oh, you should play your whole video. Let them see the whole video. Then
you're gonna see that on the close, man. They got to stay for the world premiere of the exit video.
So why? So my question is, you were not a Spirit flyer. Why not?
No, because I was just already involved with Southwest all my life, damn near. I've been flying all over the country, right along with flying out of the country. That, by the time Spirit came around, even it was 30 years ago, I was already involved in the Midwest. Specifically, the hub was, it started off Braniff Airlines. If you remember Braniff. Braniff went out of business, and they were hubbed out of Houston as well, or out of Texas. And then Southwest was the next biggest thing out of Kansas that was a reliable, reasonably priced airline without going through American or something like that. So it was always Southwest. And then I had some friends of mine that actually, she was an airline stewardess for almost 30 years with American. So they put me on the budget travel thing like you. And I was able to get discounted flights with American Airline if I couldn't get somewhere with Southwest.
So my question is to whoever wants to come up, how did technology change your travel? Meaning, did you travel before, and I say travel, I'm not talking about within the United States. Did you really take international travel prior to the Google Translates, the Airbnbs, the Ubers, things like that? Were you traveling prior to all of that, prior to the smartphones? Second, have you ever taken Spirit? If so, what's your good and bad on the Spirit? Now, I did have a bad one. I forgot. God damn.
Which one?
Oh man, on Spirit. When you fly on Spirit, the only flight that would come out of Santiago, it was 6 a.m. Maybe no, I'm sorry. That flight left at like 3 a.m. You would get there, so you'd be at the airport at midnight. I remember getting to the airport, and they were like, "There is no flight." Like, there is no flight. What do you mean there's no flight? No flight. Well, what do you do? Like what? They put some people up in a hotel, but it wasn't. It was bad. We had to come back the next day. When we came back the next day, now imagine you know how you go to a gate. Sometimes the gates be one over here, one over here. And this particular one, no, they had 2 gates side by side. So you would walk in through one, you know, if you walk in right next, you could walk right next to people. Then you went right, they went left. They had, what they did was, they have a regularly scheduled every day at 3 o'clock in the morning. The flight leaves from Santiago to Florida. So since they canceled my flight, the next day, you know, one flight was already full anyway. They had 2 flights. 2 flights leaving at the same time, same gate, basically. You know, the gate both right there. So you either went right or left. Bruh. Get on the flight. And I guess what they have to do, the reason they want you to sit in your seat all the time before they take off is they got to do a count.
They got to do a head count. Yeah.
So,
because they have standby customers, you know.
Somebody takes their ticket. So I'll use days. Somebody takes the ticket that was flying on Wednesday, and they get on my flight that was supposed to leave on Tuesday, but now it is leaving Tuesday. They on the wrong flight. They just sitting there. They keep counting. They done counted 10 times, man. I was like, the count ain't changed. They messed it up with the wrong. So now we're already a day late. They doing a new count because
the whole damn thing and do it all over again and scan everybody's passes.
Yep.
Because the asshole don't want to speak up.
They didn't. I don't think they even knew, because what they say over there was ignorance on their part. This is the flight from Santiago to Fort Lauderdale. My ticket say I'm on a flight from, you know, that flight. Nobody know. They didn't coordinate. Then
hey, for my bot trolls, y'all need to get me up to 50K, 75K. Y'all are weak. I mean, I've been botted before where I had those 50, 55, 70,000 freaking people on my live. What's wrong with y'all at 15, 17K holding? Come on now. Work harder. Go ahead.
So then the flight, I think I made a video about this. Then the flight was delayed. I'm going to see in the meantime if I can find my video. The flight was then delayed. We just never got out of there, man. So that means, you know, you missed the connecting flight. That was the worst. That was the worst, man. Just no coordination. And I will say this. I do not know. Like I said, I was in DR and I had to fly back early. So I flew back with American. And I will say, man, I don't know if it's the pay. I don't, you know, it's like if you go to McDonald's and then you go to a steak place. And you're like, well, man, if I go to McDonald's, I expect my customer, you know, I expect them to not be the best customer service, because that's what it is. It is what it is. But it was night and day, man. Getting on the American Airlines flight compared to the Spirit flight. I mean, even the stewardess is like happy to be there. I've been on Spirit flights, so they look like they mad that they there. There's just they just angry. Let me see if I can.
Real quick, it's Jay Clyde. All airlines pretty much flying Airbus or Boeing. The only difference between the airlines is customer service and the paint job.
Yes,
absolutely. Absolutely. Until you get to the international ones. Oh, Jesus, there's a difference.
Oh, man. I'm going to share my screen.
I'm gonna throw a name out there. I ain't getting no affiliate from them. I wish they would sponsor the hell out of me. EVA Airline is the bomb, man. Even on the economy plus seats, which is a seat behind the business class, man. Great flight.
All right. I know I told y'all my stories. Oh, you get a little kiss. You get a little kissy kiss.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna I don't know what order this is. I have no idea. It was a video that I made, but I'm gonna show you that flight that I was talking about, man. Oh man. So all right. Let me see this one that I click. All right. So when I tell you how it is, I don't think y'all understand how it is. I'm gonna go one at a time. So this is the lines. Oh man, I'm gonna share on the wrong screen. Give me a second. I apologize.
It's all right. Take your time.
All right. So this is how the line is when you go to Dominican Republic.
The line to get to the airplane or to get off? Wait.
Check in. This is the check-in line.
God damn. When did this happen?
Bruh, this is my flight. Remember, this ain't doing no pandemic. This is just to get, the check-in. We ain't checked in.
That makes people love DR, huh?
Bruh, look, I'm showing you this whole line.
You're at Dallas. You're at the Dallas airport, right?
No, this is in Santiago.
That's in Santiago.
Look, they pissed. Everybody look like they mad. I don't know where the end of the line is. We getting to the end of the line. That was to get on. So now I think I'm on the flight. Let's see. I'm on one of these. I'm on the flight. Let me see if this one comes up. This is the flight that I told you the woman got on wrong. They counting again. Yeah, I think your solution would have been best. Just bring out your passes. So you can see the dude. We ain't left yet. We're supposed to leave at 3:00. They still doing a count.
Line guy running up and down the steward, running up and down the line, counting.
Yep. He gonna give me a little like, yeah. He give me the wave. But now remember, I told you this is my watch. The flight's supposed to leave at 3:00. I'm still. Let's see.
We are in an open panel. If you want to hit the link, it is pinned to the top of my chat or bottom.
You know
of
what I'm
chat.
surprised about? Look at how low my heart rate is. I guess I'm not upset. I'm only at 57 beats.
What you got to do? I mean, you ain't got nothing to do.
I got nowhere to go.
Why get upset?
So that was. I'm still going on because we ain't left yet. We still on. Where nobody know where they going. Flight ain't left yet. Flight's supposed to leave at 3:00.
And that's lights to keep everybody calm. That's a tactic.
So let's see. Here we go again. Let's see. I don't even. I got an update. I'm looking at my watch. 5:41. We leave it at 3:00. And I think we just now getting taken off. That was my experience on there with them, man, where it was just like this is just not having fun. And this airline, that was a worst trip.
Let me read this. Oh my God, she was on the plane?
No, but this is how I felt.
Oh,
this is how I felt when I was on there.
That's how you felt on the inside.
Yeah,
that's raging on the inside. Yeah,
I was raging on the inside.
Let me read this chat real quick. He says, "Fat boy on a diet says basically economy flyers on other major airlines need to thank Spirit. The other airlines bite Spirit's business style." Well, they definitely bit their style when it came to charging for bags, because I mean everybody else at first was following along with Southwest. You got at least a bag or two that you got free with your ticket. Now that everybody wants to charge for bags. American Airlines, everybody started charging for bags. Hell, you don't get no free weights. Salute, Gooder. Yo. As you can see, I'm being bot bombed, and they're doing a weak job because they're only giving me 15K. I need at least 75 to 100K worth of bots up in here. If y'all gonna bot bomb me correctly. Okay.
He said about to
go out. Huh?
He said about to go up. That's a lie.
They're up already. He just went over the numbers, Gooder. You missed it. He went from $183 ticket for 3 to almost $1,500 for the same flights, but in a different airline. Yeah, my lady's running around with her family today. So Saturday morning here for y'all that don't know, I live in the Philippines, so I am exactly 13 hours ahead of Central Standard Time. But anyway, it doesn't look like anybody's going to join, and we're at an hour and almost 40 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and do this world premiere of our outro video. It is the version of what the media considers a pookie versus what the media considers a passport bro. This is a media generated image of what, based on what media reports are, what a passport bro is. And if you zoom in and freeze the frame, there's actually a bio over here that describes what a passport bro is by media standards. Okay. And then this one is the media driven Pookie character, and the whole image behind what a Pookie is coming out of America. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and close it out. Fearless, you got your famous phrase you want to use?
I think you got Drew up there. Yeah, you got Drew.
Oh, Drew, last minute. Coming to save the day. What's up, Drew?
I wasn't last minute, man. I've been back here like 5 minutes, man.
I know what you're doing. No, don't even give me like that. I've been looking at the bottom of that chat, bro. I just said
I've been seeing your girl come in and kiss you and rub your head and everything, man. Rub your back.
Hey, don't be hating now.
It's all love, brother.
Yeah. So what's going on, man? Well, you were a loyal Spirit rider like Fearless over there with his gold card, platinum card, Spirit miles that he'll never get to use and trade in now?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a loyal Spirit rider, but I have flown Spirit one time, and man,
nightmare story or good story?
It was good, but I was just shocked at the crowd that was on the flight, but it made sense because I had to go from Vegas to Los Angeles. I had to go pick up my car, and then once they come out the boat, Southwest is more. So when you go to, it's like, man, let me go ahead and get this cheap ticket just to fly down to Los Angeles, or I had to go to Long Beach to get my car. Anyways, man, it was so many strippers on that plane. And I was like,
I can imagine you flying from Vegas.
Yeah, I said, this is how they travel.
Yep.
So the girls travel, they catch that cheap Spirit flight here to Vegas, a little bit of carry on, come up here, make their money, and they fly back. And I was like, oh, this is how they've been moving around. I always thought they drove, but no, these girls fly up here on Spirit.
Brother, you know how many thongs you can put in a backpack? I mean,
Bruh, let me tell you.
You're stupid for that one.
Man, you can bring that in on a brown paper bag on the plane.
Yeah, because you figure what they're doing is they live in Vegas, right? I mean,
they live in
Los Angeles.
Yep.
So you figure they live in Los Angeles, they enjoy the Los Angeles, and they probably fly out there for a Friday,
weekend,
Saturday. Yep.
A holiday.
Friday. Yep.
Work at the local club, strip club, make their money, bag of money, and pay for a cheap flight home.
Yep. That's exactly how I would see them.
And you figure you can do that if it's, you got that. It's only costing you $39. Man, that's easy. And you about to make a couple thousand.
Yeah.
It's a no brainer.
Yep. No brainer on your time, everything.
And so it's going to hurt some people who fly like that, who are just like, I don't. And that's what I was saying. I understand if you're like, man, I got all of these bags I gotta bring. But if you just bring in a backpack and some high heels, you good to go. You just need to get there. So those are the people that it hurts. And then I seen some families. And like I said, what I liked about Spirit was it allowed me to travel to places that I would normally not go. Just because I was like, do I really want to go there? Like, what's there? Like, I always wanted to see like New Mexico or the Southwest. And if I'm gonna pay $500, I'm like, I don't need to see it that much. But if I'm paying, $50, $60, that's cheaper than the gas money to get there. I'm like, oh, I'll go. And let me see what it's like. So it was easier for families to say, because I'm the only person that drives, when we go out of town, like we're taking a trip.
Bots, you guys need to hold the line, man. Y'all dropping off. It's only 100 people up in here. Come on, bots. Do you a job. I need 15 to 75K, man. Get it up there.
Of course,
Thank
you
you.
should be the only one driving.
Yeah, but when you're the only one driving, and you're like, man, this is a 13-hour trip, it can wear on you.
Oh yeah, I know.
But if you can take a flight for like what it would cost you in gas, and you're like, well, I'll just rent a car when I get there. I'm good. Oh,
yeah.
It allows you to see places that you like, man, I don't want to go because I got to drive or anything like that.
But let me ask you guys this then.
Mhm.
So, being that they've lost, because I've only seen like one YouTuber say how it's going to impact his content. Do you think it's going to impact anybody else? Like, I guess the amount of content that's coming out from fellas, because I know the one guy I watched, he's a good YouTuber. I like his content, Keenan Lambert, and he would use Spirit, I guess, to move around from New York down into Florida, and Florida to, I don't know how he connected and went into Cuba, but he was talking about it made his trips into Cuba more affordable.
Because probably the initial flight to get to Florida, because anywhere you go into the Caribbean, that's why a lot of people who live in Florida, they go to DR, or they live in New York and go to DR. It's like super cheap for them. So yes, it affects. I think it will affect who travels out there. But not only that, man, the war has affected that, because what the prices you see, before the summer that I was looking at, and now you're like, wow, man, this is expensive to fly. It's
If
crazy.
you guys are gonna bot me, can you at least hit the like button? Can bots hit the like button? I would love for you guys just to hit the like button.
The bots can hit the like button, you be straight, bro.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
they already dying off, man. They barely hitting 100. They were at 15K for a minute. They were holding at 15. They still weak. They should have been at 50 to 75.
So what channel have you been on they follow you over here?
I don't know, man. I've been riding a lot of different panels, man. I've been on all white G channels. I've been on, Charlie Chan's channel, traveling POV's channel. So I've been all over the place, man. But I don't know why. Maybe because I had Passport Bro in the title, they decided to I don't just based on that title.
Hey, let me ask you guys, Ronin. I dropped you that email about the
I wanted. Yeah, matter of fact, I think Fearless did a whole video on the child support thing, but I think we might do a live on it as well. But go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say, when I thought about it, reading the article, it sounded like it was going to be harsh, but then I said, well, man, it's only impacting. They said it's only impacting about 2,700 people. And I said, well,
and those are the ones that should impact. If they're not paying for their children and they're having fun traveling, I don't think that's right. I'm a father and I paid my child support on time. I never had to be tracked down, hunted, never fell behind like that. I don't think he has the right to go and have fun when you have an obligation that you made.
Let's make sure we give equal love, because this is going to impact men and women who pay child support.
Yep.
So let's not just say it's the guys, but 2,700 out of the millions of Americans.
Yeah, y'all need to pay your fair share too.
Yeah, but that's federal. I showed that's 100,000. I showed that
statewide. Yeah, it's 2,500.
And you know what? The guys, I was listening to some guys talk about this the other day, and they said, man, the major one that they see it impacting, because he's mentioned it before on his channel, is God, I forget his name.
Begin with a P?
No, his name is man, he's traveled everywhere. God.
Not one of the bigger YouTubers.
He's big, man. He's come out. He's from Ohio.
It ain't Sin City, is it?
No, it ain't Sin.
Not Czech either.
No, he's a really thin brother. I can't Jackson something.
No.
It's Jackson.
I don't know him.
I cannot think of it. Yeah, he's pretty well known, man. I've seen a lot of his videos. His stuff's pretty professional. And
man, y'all holding on for dear life.
Dang, what is that brother's name? Jackson something.
You said Coop's Corner?
Oh yeah, Coop's Corner. That's it. Jackson Cooper. Coop's Corner. I guess because somebody said, yeah, man, he's talked about, his not paying child support and stuff. And I was like, bro, you making videos and you talking about not making child support? And you traveling?
I think I'm doing a video on that. I think it's, it becomes difficult. Not to do that.
Do you have it? Can you pull it up and put like a portion of it up on the live? I mean, we got time.
Pull what up?
This video. He just made a video on this topic. No, Fearless.
Oh, okay.
Can I? I gotta think where I put it at.
Should just pull it straight up on YouTube.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me. I got to think. I got like 3 channels. I got where I put it at.
I think you put it. Did you put it on your flight one? Oh, God damn it!
Maybe let me see. At 360.
I think you put it in our Lions Den chat too. Hold on.
I'll find it here in 10 seconds. Oh yeah, okay, I got you. This is well, I think it's 9 minutes. I'm not gonna play 9 minutes. I'll let y'all.
Yeah, don't play. No, just some highlights.
So I don't even know a highlight, so we'll just start off in the beginning, and wherever we highlight, we're gonna highlight it. So as you can see, money is mandatory. Seeing your kids isn't. So let's see where we do this. Yeah. Everything right and still get treated like a deadbeat. You want the clearest proof that child support ain't about a child? Here it is. Money is mandatory. Presence is optional. Let me say that again because you didn't hear me and that was a gem. Your money is mandatory, but your presence is optional. And the system enforces that aggressively. If child support was really about the child, but you're not, you'd be required to see your child, but you are required to pay. And watch what happens when the money stops. I dare you. I triple dare you. Miss one payment. Just one payment. Wage garnishment, license suspended, passport blocked, threats of jail. Ain't no warning. There is no grace period. There's no, sir, Fearless, what's going on in your life? Just enforcement. And they'll suspend your license. They'll take them away. Now you can't even drive to work. You can't go see your kid. You can't even function. And if you get caught driving anyway, go ahead and drive. Now you a criminal. And if you steal after all of that, you still can't pay. I'm gonna let it. What's gonna happen to the women? Oh, they just gonna put you in jail. You ever sit in your car staring at your phone, knowing you can't even call your kid because you don't even know if she'll answer? Damn. Yeah, that's what it does to you. And while you sitting in that cell, don't worry about it, man. They don't make you pay in there. Nah. The debt just keeps stacking. Interest, fees, penalties. So when you come out, oh, you worse than you went in. Not fixed. You just in a deeper hole. Let's flip the script. She blocks your access. She doesn't answer the phone when you call. She don't even answer the door when you come over to visit. She violates every court order there is. What happens to her? I mean, what they gonna do to her? You know what? Absolutely nothing. No warrants, no penalty, no enforcement, nothing. Think you good? You file your paperwork and you wait. You document everything. Oh, you know what? You even hire a lawyer and you can't even afford one. You go to court and you present your evidence and the judge tells her, let me see. Ma'am, let him see the child. Let him see.
What happened? Come back.
She just does it again. And you back at square one. You didn't hear me the first time, did you? Because your presence is optional. And here's where it gets impossible. If you already broke, how you supposed to get a lawyer? You got no money. You can't. So you just shake it with no Vaseline. You miss your visits. You miss the birthdays. You miss your time. Not because you don't care, but because you don't even have the money to fight, man. You're trying to do what's necessary. You working 40 hours a week. You paying your child support. You are trying to survive. but that's not enough. And when you take the child support out, you can't pay your rent. You can't pay your bills. You barely eating. You just call it a diet because you can't afford no food. So what you supposed to do? You be a man. You step up. You know what you say? All right, you going to work more because you're going to do it right. 60 hours, 70 hours, double shift, weekend work, Uber driving, no rest. You doing it all. And then she take you back to court. And now your child support is based on your new income, not your original job, not your normal life. You struggle just to fit the baseline. So now you're not working overtime to get ahead. You working overtime just to stay even. And here's the contradiction. They tell you, fearless, sir, you should be in your child's life. He needs a father. When are you supposed to do that? I'm working 60, 70, 80 hours a week and on the weekend just to keep up. So now you're missing your visits. Not because you don't care, but because the system, I told you, makes it impossible. And your kid, they don't see the sacrifice. They don't see the effort. They just see that daddy ain't there. Daddy don't love me. He don't pick me up. They don't know she blocks you. They don't know you went to court trying to fight with everything you could. They don't know you fighting. They just know daddy ain't show up. Daddy ain't give me no presents for my birthday. And that's the part that breaks you. Because you did show up, just not the way they could see. Now everything in your life just starts stacking. What you gotta do? You need a bigger apartment. Just for the 4 days out of the month that you might see your child. Think about that. You paying for a 2-bedroom apartment for someone who may or may not be there for 4 days out the month, but you have to. You got to do it. You got to have that extra space and those extra utilities, because if you don't, they'll just tell you, you don't have the adequate space to see your child. And then you lose even more time. So now you paying child support, you paying extra rent, you paying utilities, you paying health insurance. Everything in your life has doubled. But your time with your child, because that's cut in half. That time is cut in half. And then here come tax season. You think, at least, man, it's tax season, I'm going to get some relief. Nope. You know what she do? She claims a child. And then she gets the tax credits, the deductions, and the benefits. And you? Oh, man, you back at square one because you don't get nothing. And try to say something. I dare you. Say anything. You know what society's going to call you? A deadbeat. Somebody who don't care. Oh, sir, you are irresponsible. Meanwhile, you're the one that's one missed payment away from going to jail. So you trapped. You working nonstop. You paying nonstop. You fighting nonstop. Just to be seen as nothing. And here's what nobody wants to admit. You can do everything right. You can do everything right. You can be perfect. You can work nonstop. You can pay on time. You can show up when you allowed, and you can still lose because the system ain't designed for you to win. I keep telling you that. It's designed for you to pay, because even if you want 50-50 custody, you're a good man. I want to see my kid 50-50. Even if you want to actually be there, she gonna fight you. Not because it's bad for the kid, but because it's bad for her wallet. She gonna fight you tooth and nail, because if you had a kid half the time and her payment drops, baby, her payment get cut in half, she ain't gonna let that happen. She gonna object. She gonna delay. She gonna make it as impossible as possible. I ain't gonna keep y'all going, but that's how sometimes it is right there, man. It's the child support system really is not meant for visitations. It's meant for money.
Yeah,
you see your kid.
The government gets their fair share of that money too. So,
yep.
But I would tell guys too, I'd recommend
big hands, man. If you wanted to come back up, come back up. I don't know why I couldn't bring you on. I brought you up and then you dropped off.
Because I used to know this chick that, the baby's father would pay child support, but I guess when they went to court, he asked the judge, he said, hey, when my son is with me for the summer, I want the same. And the judge granted it. And so I think a lot of guys don't know to ask that. If you're having your child for the summer or whatever, you need to ask for that child support from her.
Yeah.
But I've seen but see, I know what you're saying, but I've heard judges say the opposite, where they say, well, sir, she still has to maintain a house for the child. And he's like, well, don't I got to maintain a house? They look at it as though the child may not be there, but just like when a child was with you, she still has to maintain the household. She still has to maintain that when you're not there. And so they don't take it off, even though you got the child. In Texas, you think that's bad. Let me tell you what it's like in Texas. If me and my wife got divorced, I could have my child 90% of the time and still pay child support. Because in Texas, it's not about the time. It's about the income. So if our incomes are disparaged, I could have the kid 90% of the time and still pay child support, which is asinine to me.
So if Dak's kids live with him, he gonna still have to pay child support.
You can still be paying child support.
Oh yeah.
I know Dak about to go through it.
Well, man, I tried to buy my son off of my wife. My son's off my wife, my ex-wife, and she wouldn't do it. She wanted that money. I was going to give her a lump sum. I had just sold a $7 million deal. I had a huge commission. I said, look, I'll just buy you out. I'll give you your child support for X amount of years and a lump sum if you let your kids come live with me. She didn't want to do it. 6 months later, then she said, I want to buy a car, so I'll take the deal. Fuck no.
Oh,
I'm gonna slow pay the shit out of you now.
Yeah, that's what a lot of these players are doing now, giving those baby mamas that money up front and paying them off, and saying, "Hey, you blow the money, you're it's tough luck."
Yep.
I think that's when you think about it, I wonder why they hadn't been doing that for years. But now, with the internet and the guys talking amongst each other, it made sense when you're a millionaire and you first coming into the league and you got that slip up or that baby mama or whatnot. Just go ahead and pay whatever it is up front instead of buying the chain or the Ferrari or whatever else that you're gonna buy. Just, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and pay you out for the 18 years.
Now, you know what I would do? See, I wouldn't do that. I would take my lump sum or whatever I have and I throw it in some high yield savings account, just give me 5% or whatever. And whatever interest it gives, that's hers. Every month she got it. Because here's what's going to happen. My career ain't going to last 18 years. My career is only going to last for 6 years, unless you're LeBron James. It's going to last for 6 years. So after 6 years, it don't matter what I got saved. It only matters what my income is. And my income is going to drop. But that money I still got. And
if it's a baby mama, Fearless, I don't think so. Because I think if it's we're not talking about a wife. This is a baby mama. The courts, let's say, and you haven't created a lifestyle. So just like Ant-Man, he had the issue. Well, I think he was the first dude that we've seen that he paid the girl outright. So if you got you just coming into the league, let's say your first or second round draft pick, your check is, we're going to say $25 million or $20 million. That child support is going to be at least 18 years, probably, let's say if it's 1.5. It just makes sense to go ahead and give her the 1.5 and be done. You may get another contract, or let's say you get injured. You get injured, you got what you got, and you still on the hook for child support. Just go ahead and give it to her up front. Be done. At least you're not creating a lifestyle. If it's a baby mama, you're not creating a lifestyle where it's like, hey, we pay for travel and he pays for this and he pays for that. No, this is what it is. I ain't started paying for no private school yet. I ain't started paying for this. I ain't started paying for that.
Y'all better get that in some tight writing, man, and say that there's no more that she can get. Because they will come back later on. I need this. I need extra money. And that's where
that's what Ant did, right?
But here's the thing.
Ant's girl paid, didn't she spend up all the money?
And then need some more. But see, here's the
court told her no.
But see, 95% of the time when this gets initiated, it gets initiated by the government, the city or the county so that they can get their fair share, because some of these women go on welfare. The minute they get off of welfare, welfare no longer has domain over the child support, especially if the woman signs them off of it. Meaning you've gotten a signed deal, they've gotten the lawyers involved, and the lawyers go to the county and say, look, it's a signed deal, get him off your books. He's not responsible to you. And she doesn't get any money from you. She doesn't owe you anything.
Yeah, which is weird. But here's the great thing about living in Texas. And this is what people was like, oh, Dak missed a bullet. No, he didn't. Dak Prescott did not miss a bullet. And it's like he didn't marry the girl and he's this. Thing about Texas, unless you married 10 years, there is no alimony. And the cap, I don't care how much money you make, you a billionaire. The cap on child support is $11,700 for the year.
I love that Texas just did that.
Yep.
And they started causing fraudulent reporting of a father.
Yep.
Say that one more time. What was that number again?
$11,700. I think for the month is the most you can pay, no matter how much money you make.
Oh, okay.
But the fact that they did that, a lot of other states are following suit, not just in Texas, but I think it's about 7 states right now currently that will hold a woman accountable for falsely identifying you as a father. And it's actually a felony. They're going to put her in jail. So by default, who gets the kid? If she's a felon, then she has to go to jail. You do. Now you have 100% custody, and she's running up a tab.
Yeah, it's about time, man. I think things are changing. For
Slowly.
men that have been in this system, because you always see you seeing a lot of different stuff where the men are actually seeing seeing some things go their way.
I still don't see it going no brother's ways, especially when it comes to the child support, because let's just think about something. They automatically say that the woman is the primary custody person. Automatically. Y'all both had a kid, but now all of a sudden she holds primary custody. For you to not get custody, it's easy. Do you know how hard it is to take custody from a mom? You have to almost prove them as incompetent. Like when you go to court, they're like, oh, well, he's getting weekends and he's getting this. But in order for you to have that reverse, like in order for you to have custody and they get weekends, and you got to almost prove incompetence.
Yeah, but I think that's changing as well with the other laws that are happening.
Yeah, because you're seeing more guys get 50-50.
The betterment for the child is not always the mother. So they're looking.
Y'all keep saying 50-50. 50-50, there's really no such thing as 50-50.
Yeah, you're still paying the child support even in a 50-50 custody.
Yep. And then there's a custodial parent.
Somebody, the custodial parent, wherever the child is being housed, they're going to get the majority of whatever.
Yep. And so that person can always make that decision. It's like, I'm the custodial parent. I get the final decision. So it never comes, I don't want to say never, but it's very difficult for it to come into the man's favor. Because even in society, we say that, like, if a dude has custody, like, how you get custody? Like, and I talked to a woman who did not have custody of her child. And it was always like, why don't you got custody of your kid? It's the first thing it's like, why don't you have something wrong?
Yeah, well, there's, like I said, there's some, that's why I said whenever we talked about the passport issue, let's make sure that we not just pointing out men, because there's some women out there too. They're just, they, like what Future said, she belongs to the streets, and she gonna belong to the streets.
Even with this information, Fearless brought out some good points. The girls that are flying down, getting their bodies done in Colombia and DR for BBLs and breast implants, and the ones that are flying to Jamaica that are going to the river rafting thing. I mean, they're all taking advantage of the same flights.
Yep. And the more credit, the more things, like we say, the masculine women who become masculine or more aggressive, they're going to want to do the same things men want to do. Hey, you take care
If
of
you
that
can do
child.
it, I can do it better.
Yeah, they feminize the men, so they say, "Hey, you take care of the child, and I'm gonna go out."
But you
Oh,
say they see. No, oh, okay. Now I can't agree with. I mean, I'm sorry. I cannot disagree with what you just said. But here's where I disagree at. A woman. Who was that? China? Was that China? Was that the
you talking
woman?
about Rob Kardashian's?
Yeah. She had no problem with letting him take the kid.
Mm-hmm.
She had a problem with letting him take the money. Because he was like, I see. She's like, I got the kid more than you. Oh, that ain't no problem. You can take these kids, but you can't take the money. That's where the problem comes in. The women don't care how much time you got with your kids.
She had a baby by the, and I saw a video about that a few days ago saying, you know what? That's actually the only Kardashian. She's the only child that has a Kardashian name. The rest of them are either West,
yeah,
or whatever the other white dude was that was and what's that? Chloe's baby's father is a different name, but China's baby is the only one as a Kardashian.
Yep, that's true. That's true. But I think it's difficult, but they'll find a way, to make it difficult for people to travel or to go out. But and I know what you're saying, Ronin. But let's put this in perspective. And I'm not saying this for the man, but you just lost your job. You behind on child support. You can't pay it, and now you're like, man, I can leave the country and get a job. And they're like, nah, you can't leave the country. Ain't that kind of crazy that they can restrict you from leaving the country if you can better yourself?
It absolutely is to stop you from being able to make money. I mean, hell, you don't care whether I'm present in my child's life or not. Why can't I go somewhere and make more money to support my child when I can't even get visitation on a regular basis? And when she stops me from it, you don't do anything about it.
Nothing.
Well, that's the whole, if you really think about it, that's the whole system of not being able to think outside of the box. And like you said, not allow people to make that way that, hey, I could really go out of the country and make great money, but I have this looming over my head. But man, yeah, it's crazy.
Let me tell you another part of that, Drew.
Note, go ahead.
Oh, and then you can get to your other note. Child support is untaxed for the woman, meaning I can give her all this child support. She don't have to pay taxes on it. For me, I still don't get the write-off on the taxes. So
plus you pay the taxes off your income anyway.
What's that?
You're paying the tax off your income anyway.
Yeah, but
so you're giving her. Here's the thing. If you're having it directly taken out of your check, it should be tax deferred or taxed already before they get it. So to actually charge the mother tax on the money is double taxing. That's against the law. That's probably why she gets it tax free, because it's already been taxed out of your check.
Yeah, you've already paid taxes on it, but you got to also think too, any goods or services that she has to buy are going to be taxed too. So,
but anytime somebody gets income, it don't matter if it tax me. Like if I got tax money and then I give some money to Ronin, he got to pay taxes on it. But what I can do in a business part is I can write that off. I can't write off my child support.
Yeah. You remember, you guys remember, was it months ago when everybody was all excited about it? And Trump has done this, and I don't think anything's changed.
No, July 1st. No, it doesn't kick in until July 1st, 2026.
Oh, okay.
I know what you're talking about. I did a video on it.
All right,
me and my niggas trying to get it, you bitch. Yeah, bitch, hit that house, they tell me, is you with it, you bitch. Yeah.
What is that? Kendrick Lamar.
You hear that?
Yeah.
I heard Kendrick Lamar.
What was you saying on the other note, Drew?
No, I was just saying it wasn't that supposed to take place something with Trump, but I guess Ronin said it was July 6th.
July the 1st.
Yeah, I was gonna say on another note, have you guys I guess with the have you guys seen any more like as Tyler Oliveri videos about scamming?
I haven't looked at his YouTube channel lately.
Okay. It was funny because we had the panel about the Somalis, and then we did the panel about the Haredi Jews, and then another panel about the Indians. And somebody sent me a clip the other day. I thought, and I was like, oh my God, that was a scam. But they sent me a clip about 1-800 Cars for Kids. You remember that little jingle?
Oh, that's the Jewish, man.
Yeah, I did not know that. I did not know that. They said they were sending only Jewish kids to summer camp. I was like, are you kidding me?
They banking money, man. They banking money. And you donating it to it thinking you getting some helpless kids. Them kids is rich. They're like, thank you.
You think you're getting a tax deduction.
I was just on a live the other day, and they were mentioning Jay, you know who, the way he travels.
Jay Watermelon.
Jay Watermelon. Yeah, let's say Jay Watermelon. So anyway, somebody's saying, nah, he has money. And I said, well, I was trying to figure out how is he booking flights and hotels if he doesn't have a legitimate credit card or a bank account that's attached to a credit card. So I'm thinking to myself, yeah, he absolutely has to have money. But he's basically saying, look, if somebody's willing to give me $2K or $8K to finance a trip, why would I tell them I got money? That's your stupid fault for financing somebody that has money. That's his game.
Yeah, but you know what, bro? I'm telling you, that game is about to run out because I heard them.
Oh yeah, it absolutely
they
is.
struggled in Thailand. That game is about to run out because a lot of people are just struggling right now, even to put gas in their car. I make sure mine don't get below half a tank.
Wait, well, see, you know what? I'm sorry, but I didn't do this video. I'm behind. I've been trying to catch up, and I got several things going on simultaneously. Am I still on? Let me see. What y'all need to do? Where you at, brother? Are you in? You got Kroger's where you at?
No.
All right, man. All right. So I'm gonna give you all my
Kroger's. We have a Kroger's affiliate, which is called Smith's.
All right. I'm not sure if Smith's does it. And I'm gonna have this video out. It goes through. I tell y'all how I am able to travel on the low of the low of the low. I got the raw video, but I don't know if y'all want to hear the raw video. Y'all don't want the raw video.
Just give us the cliff notes. Give us the cliff notes.
I'm gonna give you the cliff notes. What I do is, and I'm gonna share this real quick. Whenever I'm going to travel anywhere, or if I'm going to dinner anywhere, the first stop I do is I go to Kroger's. So if you shop there, like if I buy a gift card gives me 4 times as many points. I got 6,000 points. For every 1,000 points I get $1 off a gallon of gas. So right now, I think they only let you do $1 at a time. So when I fill up, say you can. I used to, when my other car was gas, me and the wife would go at the same time and get 32 gallons. So for that 32 gallons, I'm saving $32 every time we fill up. And the way I get points is if I'm going to travel or I'm going out to dinner or anything like that, I just buy the gift card ahead of time. So I go in and say, well, I know we're going to eat this place. And so like this says 4 times as many fuel points on gift cards.
Oh, so let me ask you, are you buying a gas card or
no.
Visa?
No, this is let me see. Here, let me get to my screen and I'll show you. Stop sharing. All right. I know we're going to eat. So if you see, like, all right, I know we're going to eat out. And so I go, all right, we're going to go to Longhorn or Olive Garden, wherever this is. This one is a few of them. I know where we're going to eat out. So I'm like, all right, I'll just go there and get the gift card for where we're going to eat out. Like I got a Yard House. And I'm like, all right, this is where we're going to eat. Like this is Ruth Chris. This is my Ruth Chris one. So I say, all right, where you want to go for the month? And she'll say, all right, well, let's go here and here. I'll go get the gift card. On top of that, all right, so let me tell you this. I told you I got to go out of town. I had to book the trip, hotels.com. My hotel resort was $1,500. I buy the gift card because I'm here, instead of going directly to hotels.com, I just go to Kroger's, get the gift card, then book it right on to hotels.com with the gift card. The gift card just gave me 4 times as many points. So now I got all the fuel points. So when I go in, it knocks $1 off right away. So if you had to fill up once a week and you filling up at 20 gallons, that's $80 that you save in a month by doing. You didn't change anything, meaning you still spent the same amount of money. I'm still spending the exact same amount of money. It's just where the starting point comes from. So I already know. I'm like, I know where I'm staying at in the hotel. Instead of going to hotels.com, I just go to
my AARP does all my hotel stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I can use. I can still get the discounts.
That's an interesting strategy right there.
Yeah.
I just mostly fill up
Here's
at,
the thing with AARP though. You can book a hotel and not have to put any money down.
No, I don't have
and
to.
You have up to a certain amount of time before you can even change your arrangements and not get penalized.
You can do
Most
the same with
hotel
all of
stays
that.
are like that though. Most hotel stays are basically reservation based. You don't have to put money down a lot of times.
So, like the only thing that stopped me with this hotel was it was charging. I would have had to pay $50 more for it to be non-refundable. But I already knew. I was like, I'm going. I go every year, so I just don't take the $50. But then the airline stopped, which jacked me up. But that's what I do. So when you say save gas, I already know. I'll tell you one more trick, man. Let me see if I can. I hate this is my video, but I'm gonna give you all my secrets, man. I don't like doing that, but I'm gonna give you all my
hacks,
secrets.
man. These are the hacks.
I'm giving you the hacks.
Yeah, we hacking the system.
So what I do is I do not, I know the wife. Everybody got the wife, and you got to go somewhere for Mother's Day. So I'm not going on Sunday. It's just too many folks on Sunday. I can't do it. So we're gonna go. Yep. We're going tomorrow,
Saturday or Monday,
to Fogo de Chao. I bought this card already. So Fogo de Chao, $100 gift card cost me $80. This is a Sam's Club. Already know I'm going there. I got my reservations for tomorrow. I go on to Sam's Club. I buy the card for $80. And I get $100 gift card. So before I even sat down, I've already saved $20. I ain't sat down yet. And all they do is just send it to me electronically. I got it, and that's how we roll. So I do.
Man, I got another one for you, bro.
What's that?
Man, do you have a garage?
Yep.
How many cars go in that garage?
We'll only put one because I always think my wife don't know how to open the doors correctly. But it's a 2-car garage.
But is it a 2-car garage?
She can't open the doors, brother. She just can't open the doors. She a dinger. But it's 2 cars, but
you take those cars and you take those cars, man, and you park them outside, and then you close that garage in, and then you rent it out, and then somebody will live in it.
Damn.
And then you will really save some money. You could use that money to travel.
I'm
joking with you.
No, I know a girl who had a basement who sealed the basement off. She in Wisconsin, and she rent her basement out because it got a whole new entrance and everything. Her dude left her, and she's like, "I need to rent this out." She rented out.
Yeah, I've seen all types of stuff.
So I'm not mad at it.
People are making it work the best way they can. I mean, look at the brother.
You laughed at
what's
that,
his name? Chocolate Man. I was about to say, look at the brother Chocolate Man. He in a van. I don't know if he's doing 6 months this time in the van and going back to Thailand. But I was like, bro, you're retired. Like,
I think he's on a major visa in Thailand too. He doesn't necessarily have to do that. I just think he likes camping.
I think he likes to do that too. I think he likes to do that type of adventure because I know that he brought his mom over to Thailand. Yeah, and she's in the homes over. Well, they're more senior living facilities, which are probably way cheaper than what they are over here. So she seems to be enjoying herself, and looks like he comes and does his little van journey, and then goes back to Thailand for maybe 6 months.
But Drew, you laughed at the garage thing. I know my problem is mine is attached, but I know people who have detached garages, and that's what they turn them into. They turn it into its own little living facility, and they make money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you could do the same thing as turn that into a whole home office and charge yourself rent for using the office.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's a lot of different hustles, bro. The dude I go get my haircut from, man, he had enough space to put a one chair barbershop.
Yeah.
Next to his house. And he has
I've always had an office
barbershop.
in the house. It's like you, Fearless. You have an office. You technically have so many square footage in your house that you can write off as an office.
Correct.
And that goes against your taxes. The square footage, the uses of the electricity, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you know how to really work it, you can definitely get
Hold on, I
some
post
great
something
write-offs.
down for y'all.
I'm gonna show y'all one more of my hacks.
This.
2.5 hours, and y'all are really interested in all of us buying Spirit
This is
Airlines.
what I was talking about.
I made a website. It's called letsbuyspirit.com. Register your intent. I won't take any money. We're not going to use the Venmo anymore. That was kind of a joke. And we're going to try and, I guess, buy Spirit Airlines. Let's do this. You, me, I'm kind of autistic. 2.5 hours. 2.5.
So $26 million already collected.
No,
That's
not collected.
insane.
I think they just pledged it. Nobody paid no money yet. They're just people that said this is what they.
Yeah, but you know what? It makes it look sketchy. Is that average donation amount 666? Bruh, come on, bro.
I mean,
That
if you
makes
really
it look
think about
sketchy.
it, when I saw 20 million, I was like, that may cover 2 months of fuel. JP8 fueling. I mean,
Right. Well, they said they needed 1.7 billion. That was the end goal. And then here's the other one that's been going around on TikTok and some other places.
I put a message in the back chat for the two of you guys too. If you're looking for travel comparisons and stuff, site.
I'll have to look at that one. Passport bros can't afford it, man. They can't. That would be, them brothers would be on there like, can I get a discount? They'd be trying to bring chicks on there, be messing with the airline stewardess.
Yeah, I'm an owner. I'm a 0.025% owner of this damn airline. I need special consideration, bro. Come on, stop.
But you know what? Salute the Spirit, man, because for the issues they dealt with, and I think I really think a lot of issues come from open seating and not assigned seating. And because I noticed how Southwest has now changed their model, they're now assigned seating, and I think that's where a lot of issues come from. But anyway, salute to them for their safety record. They never had an incident, and
Southwest never had a problem whether it's assigned or not assigned because it was based on when you set yourself up for confirming your flight. So when you check in, you get a boarding pass order. So when you get on the plane, it's basically everybody was rushing in to check in first, and then they would actually pay $35 extra to do what they call an early bird check-in, so you could secure a boarding pass, and then at that point, you sit anywhere you want on the plane.
But the early bird boarding pass only counts for like first 15 people. To be honest with you, like that A1 through whatever. But
once you get
I just flew it back from Hawaii.
Boarding pass, what it is.
I just flew that back from Hawaii, and I thought it was. I was like, man, being able to choose my ticket, my own seat, was the best thing. I was like, man, I didn't have to worry about because like what happens, and I try to choose something more closer to the front of the plane. Is that I notice more people want to get in the back. Those become more economy seats, which I'm willing to pay the extra few dollars just to have that room in the front. And also what I noticed with assigned seating is that for some reason more people are like, well, I'm just going to avoid the middle seat. So
exactly,
it's perfect if you're traveling with a child. You got a middle seat because they can stretch out a little bit.
My goodness.
But Ronin, man, let me ask you, bro, since I know I think I was listening to you a night ago. You were saying like, maybe is this like your 1 year in the Philippines?
Yeah, May 6th was my anniversary. That's when I did that live, and I went over my budget and everything like that. How much I was spending a month and everything. Yeah.
That's good, man. I'm glad you made it this far, bro. You seem to be holding it down pretty well.
Oh yeah, I'm like I said, I'm
expect
not easy.
anything less.
I've always been an introvert anyway. I don't need a lot of attention and need to be in the middle of all that shit. I can go like I've always been that person where even when I lived in California, man, I lived in Ontario, Riverside County, San Diego County, but I would always live on the outskirts and I would drive into the city, do whatever the fuck I wanted, and get the hell up out of there. I'm not that guy. I don't want to be in the city. I don't want to live on top of people. I know what crowd mentalities are when people start panicking, and I don't want to have to knock somebody the hell out while they're doing something stupid. Yeah. So I just stay away from it.
So you say, I want to make sure I'm correct. Your intentions are to stay another 2 more years, right?
Well, until we can get her visa and everything arranged after we get married, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll be back in Texas.
Nice.
Buying land, building a house if it's not already built.
Yeah, Texas ain't a bad place to be, man.
Hey, for a veteran, especially a disabled veteran, hey, I'm set. No taxation in the state at all. No property taxes for your veteran, especially a disabled veteran. You don't pay property tax.
Yes.
So as a veteran, I really own my land. You can't come and seize it later and say, oh, you owe back taxes. Not on me. That's my land.
Yeah, that's the best thing. All right, fellas, I'm gonna be heading up out. I gotta.
Yeah, I think we're gonna close it down. Nobody else joined, and I think we
hit end of an era, man. 20 years, cheap flights made possible. $25 the Miami flights, man, and $60.
But you know what, Fearless, you still got. I don't know what's the other cheap one called with an F.
Frontier.
We got Frontier Airlines, man. That's pandemonium and chaos too. I think about a year ago, before I left, man, Frontier Airlines was going through some shit.
Yeah,
because they had lines out the block around the block.
Yeah, I expect you see a lot of discount carriers, and I'm not talking about just U.S. carriers. I could see like the Ryanairs of Germany and the EasyJet, those European small carriers like that, because just that's one thing I wanted to mention when we were talking about the ease of Spirit. That there was an article I read a few years back, and it was this guy who lived in he couldn't afford to live in London, so he moved to Barcelona, and he would catch a Southwest, or not a Southwest, but a Spirit type jet to work, and he was able to go back and forth, and he saved so many million dollars. And I actually saw people who were doing that exact same thing here in Vegas. They were they were working in like San Francisco, but they would fly back to Vegas and stay here. And I was like, man, that's gotta be brutal. But the girl was like, nah, it's really not that bad. I work, and I have certain days that I'm able to remote. This one chick I was watching online, man, I was like, bro, how cheap can you be? But this chick, she had some money, but I was just shocked at how frugal. We'll say some people will say frugal, or some people will say cheap, but she was a Centurion Lounge member, and in the Las Vegas airport, and she said she stayed near the airport, and what she would do was she would book a first class ticket. She would go over to the Centurion Lounge, show her ticket,
and get food and then cancel.
And then cancel. And I was like, what? I said, just to eat? She was like, yeah. She was in the video saying how she did that. And she'd take her she didn't have a car. She'd take a electric scooter over there. I was like, man, come on. And she was rich too.
Yeah. Frugal people all over the place, especially wealthy ones.
And think about the people who live on the cruise lines. People. It's cheaper to live on a cruise line 30 days because you're getting free food, free everything, but you're just paying for a ticket for 30 days.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that really cheaper?
Yeah, one was paying $3,000 a month.
I don't think that's really cheaper in the grand scheme of it, because you say that's $36,000.
You don't own anything.
But what you got to understand, you're saying that's $36,000, but they're not paying for no food, no electricity. They have no bills. Their entertainment, everything is paid for.
every day.
Yeah, yeah. I guess if you look
by
at
the
it, you
time
take it
you
into
get
that
to that
account.
level of those points, your alcohol drinks become free, you know, because it goes by the number of you travel. So all of that stuff just becomes a comp.
Yeah, that actually, now that
Then
you
the
said
longer
that,
you're
actually,
on, and then the longer you're on there, you get membership, and it grows higher and higher based on how many trips you take. So each one of those ports are going to be a trip for that person. So they're going to wind up becoming a gold or platinum member or whatever it is, and they're going to have all kind of comps for being on that level. You know, and being on.
Here, this is just for Drew real quick. For this lady, since he was just saying that.
But after that, I'm going to do the world premiere of our exit video, but I'm going to also do the homage, the Pookie and Passport Bro video too.
So she's right here. I live on cruises for $2,000 a month.
There it is.
Wow.
And she's saying,
yeah.
Hey.
And there was another one that said 4K. So between 2 and 4K,
yeah,
you get it. And that's 100% everything covered.
Look like she got an internet.
Exception of a couple of Benz memorabilia, things like that, over in my daughter's garage back in Georgia.
So she just got some things. She traveling.
And later, I'll make a video and let you.
Like,
I only did that one time, and then I got a whole bunch more offers with Royal Caribbean, and that video.
Cruises,
how much
so she doing it.
Videos that I ever made. But if you can,
I'm wondering what kind of room she's getting though.
And yeah, the views and YouTube and all the little side money and hustles and affiliations and sponsorships that she's getting right along with that too.
Yeah,
it's like that's why she's so goddamn giddy. She getting paid.
What kind of? Let's be honest. I wonder what kind of room she's really affording. Is it a room with the balcony and you can see the ocean? Or
you know what? As much as she's flying, or I'm sorry, as much as she's on there, you get them upgrades, man.
Okay,
you know,
I've never been on a cruise before.
Oh, you really? Okay, well, let me explain how it goes. Like, because I cruise all the time. They go by how your levels go up by the more. It used to, I think they just changed it, but how it did go was by the number of days you stayed. So like once you reach 21 days, you go to from red to blue. Once you reach 50 days, however it is, you go up in levels. So she's probably like at the highest level, like a platinum level. And then they do your laundry for you, you know, all the little perks that you get at that high level. Your drinks, you know, your alcoholic beverages, all that gets comped. So you'll get an upgrade. So like, oh yeah, we'll give you this room. If you book with us again, instead of getting this room, you get the cabin room, or you'll get whatever upgrade. So she's probably, if she's staying on for that long, she's at the highest level.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so you've never been on a cruise. Imagine going to a all-inclusive resort that's on a boat. So it's a cruise.
And then when you hit the port, you get in bennies too for port stops.
Yep.
As a card holder that has a high prestige, they invite you to different parties when you hit the ports and different things like that.
So let me ask you this: I don't know how this works. Like I said, does she have to come off the ship and then get right back on for the next one, or they like,
that
hey,
I don't know if she has to debark.
So she does have to debark.
That I don't know.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I've never.
Yeah, if she stays on the same boat all the time, I think they get used to her and just say you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know what her arrangement is, but I'm sure they know of her if she's on the boats that long that there's some kind of arrangement.
Man, Miss Johnson, we need you coming by that room so we can clean it.
Yeah, or we need to switch out the rooms. No, they have housekeeping every day.
Oh, yeah,
she don't even have to clean her room.
Dinner. The only thing I think that would be bad is you had to get fat on it. But think about it, Drew. Let's think about it.
No, man. I tore MCL walking around that damn cruise ship, and while I was on the cruise ship, I lost 30 pounds walking around that bitch.
You better than me.
That's because you couldn't get to the buffet. You tore your MCL.
Yeah. I was still moving around that damn thing, man.
So Drew, you never been on one, so let me explain, man. As much as you can eat. Yeah, it's a city. It's eat whatever you want all day, not just like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like
different
24
restaurants,
hours a day. You could eat
Guy's burger, barbecue, whatever you want. Mexican, there's any kind of food you want, and the buffet too.
You got entertainment, so you got they got things just regular. Like, hey, I can do
shows,
bingo, I can do this. Comedy shows, regular shows. You got
everything on the boat. You got a water show out back. You got all kind of things going on.
It's
okay.
So you don't.
The club is free. You don't even play go into clubs.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in the club.
I watched that documentary a few nights ago. The one that was on Netflix called Poop Cruise.
Oh, I'd seen that, man. That was poo in the hallway. That was, and they wouldn't get them off the ship, man. It was like, you're gonna be off in 2 days. You're gonna be off in 3 days. And if I can remember, they didn't compensate them, wasn't it? They didn't compensate because it was something on the ticket that said.
Oh, there's some fine print.
Yeah, they had some fine print on them.
Yeah,
that was disgusting.
Yeah,
it was like, man, poop in this bag.
I know, right?
Yeah, nothing.
But I don't want to hold y'all up. I know you guys been on for a minute.
No, stay around for these videos. Hold on,
okay.
man. I don't know if you got to see this video before I started at the live. So
no, I didn't see it.
This is the culmination of what the media perception of a Pookie and a passport bro is.
1 second, Ron. Then you gonna go ahead and play it and end it. I'm gonna go ahead and drop down.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this one and then I'm gonna play the outro, which is brand new as well.
Okay. I'm gonna drop down and watch it too.
I'm gonna drop it down. All right, brother.
What about my flight? Oh no, not again.
Attention, all passengers currently waiting for your Spirit Airlines flights. All Spirit Airlines flights have been canceled. Please check airport monitors, the Spirit app, or speak with a customer service representative for rebooking and refund options.
What? No. Are you serious?
Oh no!
Alright. Let's have orders. Please don't help. I already paid for this.
Sir, I understand your frustration, sir.
So what am I supposed to do?
I'm checking the next available options now.
Y'all gotta fix this.
Please allow me a moment.
Can you show me my next available options?
Yes, sir, I'm checking that now.
Nobody's telling us anything.
We are experiencing system-wide cancellation.
If rebooking is delayed, what are my refund options?
You may be eligible for rebooking or refund depending on your itinerary. Please keep your receipts and monitor baggage instructions.
All right. Understood. Thank you.
Not the trip I planned, but it is what it is. Man, that's messed up.
We're gonna go get our luggage.
Why?
Because our flight was canceled.
Yeah. We don't do rumors. We run facts. No smoke without structure. No noise without receipts. This is hit run. This is hit and run. I've walked through deserts with boots full of sand. Carry more weight than most men understand. Steel in my spine, cold in my chest. You test what we built, you better come correct. This ain't no gossip, this ain't no show. We don't chase clout, we chase what you owe. Stand on the line, never cross it for fame. We say what we mean and we mean what we claim. Seen men fall when the lights got bright. Seen truth drown in a headline fight. We pull it back, break it down slow. Facts hit harder when the ego go. I've seen too many lies dressed up like kings. Too many weak hands pulling fake strings. So we step in the ring, no mask, no bluff. If it's truth you want, we call it rough. This is hit and run. Stand your ground till the job is done. No retreat, no second guess. We break it down, expose the mess. Hit and run. Hard truth, overloaded guns. Say it straight, we don't sugarcoat none. We hit the facts, then we run. Fearless from the field, learn how to bleed. Fourth quarter pressure is the air we breathe. Helmet crack, ribs taped tight. Still showed up, ready for the fight. Boxing gloves, knuckles scarred. Discipline built in the backyard. Martial code, no cheap shots thrown. We don't bark loud, we hold our own. Marcus listening and I know your grind. Carrying weight on your back and mind. Bills on the table, world on fire. trying to keep your name clean in the wild. We ain't here to preach or beg, just sharpen the blade and protect your head. Truth ain't loud, it's cold and clear, that's why you tune in when we appear. I've seen men lose what they work to build, over pride, over ego, over quick cheap thrill. So we told that line, never sell our name. Legacy every week, guard that flame. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is hit and run. Truth weighs heavy, but we still stand strong. No mask on, no filter tone. If it's wrong, we call it wrong. Hit and run. Built from discipline, sweat and blood. Facts hit harder than a loaded gun. We hit the truth, then we run. No emotion, just evidence.